is going on, everybody? How in the heck are y'all doing? It has been way too long since I have seen y'all, heard from y'all. Not really seen, but you know what I mean. I am super excited to be back tonight. Excited to come back on a night where the gaming news is so good. We have a super positive show tonight. I'm, for one, really excited. There's a lot of good stuff happening in gaming this week. There's a ton of things that are kind of cool that we're going to be going over tonight. Before we get started on that, though, we do have a couple guests here tonight. We're going to be introducing Wara Wana a little bit later, and also Stephen Leon. He is the #1 gifted member, giver, thingamajiggy, whatever you want to say on here. He's been with the channel for a long time, and we've been floating around the idea of getting him on, and I am so freaking excited that we were able to get him on tonight. In the chat box, he's obviously not Thrifty. He's also not Wara. He is Drennis. And so I am super excited to have him on. Let's go over some of the topics for tonight. While I am getting those pulled up, if you could hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We do this show every single flippin' week. Well, we didn't do it last week because I was in Florida, but we do the show every week that I'm here, and I am back. So we start off this way. Naughty Dog's Galactic likely or unlikely to release on PS5 until 2027. We're going to get into that. We are going to get into Assassin's Creed Shadow getting positive reviews. Yes, positive reviews in Japan. Like, that's pretty dang cool. Also, the game apparently doesn't suck. I'm interested to talk about that as well. Indiana Jones and Xbox mainstay tentpole game Forza Horizon 5 are actually outpacing Death Stranding 2 right now on pre-orders, which is kind of nutty. I'm going to explore a little bit about what that might mean and kind of what the some of the talking idiots are saying, what it could mean, and definitely we're going to discuss what it doesn't mean. And then PlayStation Plus actually came through with a decent headliner this month in RoboCop Rogue City, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. Then, oh my goodness, guys, The Witcher developers. I fucking love CD Projekt Red. And funny enough, I told the two other guys before the stream to keep the F-bombs light because you're only allowed a few certain ones within the first ever so many minutes of your stream, or YouTube kind of throttles back your exposure. So, whoops, sorry YouTube, my bad. But anyways, The Witcher devs are remaining committed to cutting-edge single-player games. Guys, I love it when developers on either side stay focused on what they're good at and what the fans of those companies want. So I'm really excited to discuss that. And then, my goodness, last but not least, directly from a suggestion from Wara Wana himself, the EU bans games from discussing the price of microtransactions with virtual currency. We will be going over so much of what what the EU has done to stop companies like EA. And so I'm really excited about that. Wara was like, dude, you don't have this in your topic list. What? It's like the biggest thing that's happened. And I was like, I looked into it and I was like, dude, that's freaking sick. Like, and we're going to get into why I think it's awesome. And can't wait to hear from the other two. With that being said, we do have two other guests that are going to be here tonight. I am so thankful. Once again, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment. Also, you can find the links to Wara's stuff in the description below. And Stephen Leon, he doesn't have any social media, but you can find him in the Discord, which is also in the linked section below as well. There we go. That was hard for me to say. With all of my flubbering and blabbering about, let's get into the reason why y'all are here, which is not me, it is the guest. Guys, how are y'all doing?
Me? I'm going amazing, man.
Yeah.
What an amazing week in gaming. You love to see it. Ain't nothing going to break this smile. Ain't nothing going to hold me down. Oh, no.
What's funny is, whenever that happens, I see the penguin. Happy Feet, and the little
Oh, yeah.
penguin movie. Nobody's gonna break my stride. Can't nobody hold. Like, it was just so like hearing an Australian person talk about or use that song, and me envision snow is kind of throwing my brain for a loop right now. But Wara, I saw you on Discord earlier, and it seemed like every 10 seconds, your gaming or your game that you were playing was kind of changing. So, I want to ask what you've been playing lately, but I feel like it's a 10-game list. So, what have you been playing lately?
Well, I just finished Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 last week. Oh my god, such a blast. Nice. But this week, I've tried a few different games at the moment. I'm jumping between. I just got back into iRacing. You would have seen this morning I was on iRacing. Got back into that. It's a monthly subscription sim racer that's only on PC. So I was on that this morning, and then just before, I thought this podcast was starting in an hour's time. So I was on Returnal, actually. Doing a run, and you were like, are you going to be here in like 5 minutes? And I'm just like, you mean an hour and 5, right? But anyway, so I've been playing that, but I've also been playing Hades #1 on PC when my missus is on playing Shadows. Okay. So I'll play on the PC while she's playing Shadows. And I've also been playing Shadows this week, and some Monster Hunter Wilds. So it is busy at my house in the gaming world. And oh yeah, you would have seen that I played a little bit of GT7 this morning. I'm just checking to see if the last car I need is available to purchase for the final trophy for me to get the plat for that. So I've been waiting on the Ferrari 330 or whatever it is, Ferrari 330 for the three legendary cars trophy. So I guess you could say I've got a little bit of ADD with my gaming this week. That's for damn sure. Just all over the place. But it's just what a time to be alive with the EU and the banning. Well, we'll get into the details after. But yeah, I'm just high on that. That's for sure. Making it so it's harder for them to just screw gamers over with their in-game currencies.
You love to see. We might jump in to talk about that first, because that's actually, when you sent that to me, I looked at the article and I found an article and I started reading it, and I was like, I read the list of crap they're doing, and I was like, okay, this is really exciting. Like, this is what I've always kind of wanted microtransactions to look like. If a game had them, this is what they should look like. And I really credit a lot of what the EU has in here, just as like, man, it's two. Anyways, we'll get into that in a second, because it's twofold. But Stephen Leon, this is your first time here, sir. How are you?
I am great, my friend. Great. Can't complain.
Fantastic. I know what you've been playing lately, but for the people in the chat box, I'd say in the audience, but yes, for the people in the audience in the chat box, what have you been playing?
Ghost Simulator 4. I'm playing. No, I've been playing Path of Exiles too. I've been playing on PC and also PS5. I got almost every one of I have 4 characters, and they're on each one, and basically I got them all to almost end game. So on all of them. So it's been a blast, and I can't wait till patch 0.2.0 comes out, because I'm going to be addicted to it again. Huntress, here I come. And hopefully the Druid, that'll be freaking awesome. That's the only casting class I will actually play. There.
So are you, just quietly, sorry, just between me and you, are you the guy that's been boosting Elon Musk's character, or?
Damn right, dude. Elon's been kicking me down some money, dude. People like to say they're dunking on him, like, psst. Dude, that fool got $290-something billion. Fuck, he don't care about you. You're freaking funny if you think. And he got a whole 14 kids, which is nothing. I won't talk about that, but no, hey.
Hey, listen, if you got the money to support all them children, have all them children. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah. I would have all the children with just not these crazy women. That's all. That's the whole thing.
All right, to all the ladies in our audience, which I think is like 3.
And
love
I
you
love
here.
them all. The Ice Cream Gaming is one of my favorite people, because I've known her since she was going with Ryan, the professional. Yeah, I watched him. Sorry.
Oh, nice.
Back in the day. So I've seen her, and I always talk to her every once in a while.
Yeah, she's actually in the Discord.
I know. Oh, she is?
Yeah, she is in the Discord. She doesn't talk a lot, but she's there.
Yeah, I know. She's been going through some stuff, so I try to be upbeat and positive for her.
Yeah.
Because she needs that.
Yeah, man. Speaking of, so here, real quick, like that little aside right there, this is like we are developing one hell of a community here, guys. I just want y'all to hear that. Like, we actually like take notice of the community and of the people in it, and I just want y'all to feel like that. Like, you're not just another number here. You're not just a way for me to make money. Like, we actually take notice. I notice when some of y'all don't show up. I notice when people are going through stuff. We have a whole chat section in the Discord like dedicated to non-gaming stuff. And I'm not going to share like the person's name, but like if you were in the Discord, you know, one of our members just got diagnosed with like diabetes and shit. Like, and so we were able to kind of talk about that and talk about eating habits and all this other shit. Like,
Don't talk about me.
don't talk. Like, that's really, really cool. So I'm super excited about that. Some of the other
You're
things.
excited that he got diabetes?
No,
I got diabetes.
excited that
I'm
the community
diabetic.
was able to come around him and all that shit.
I'm
Oh,
excited because
jeez.
it helped me lose weight.
Everybody.
Sheesh.
Community's coming around him. Jesus.
I dropped down from 255 to 172.
Jeez, that's good.
God
But
bless.
that's not good.
Dude.
That might,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
You might-
Diabetes
okay.
kills you, is messing with me. So I'm
Oh,
trying to
you
get-
actually had diabetes.
Oh,
I do.
Oh,
have
you actually had diabetes.
I
Oh,
do.
sorry.
I do.
I thought you were
Oh,
joking.
dang.
Sorry.
Oh man, dude,
My
I
bad.
don't use
My
that
bad.
as a crutch. You can make fun of me all you want. It's okay.
No.
I don't care. I'm one of those
No,
dudes
no.
that don't care because I make fun of myself.
so
Yeah.
before we start making fun of things, let's get into this EU stuff because this is actually
Let's
really
do it.
fucking cool.
Let's do it.
So
Because I'm gonna play the devil's advocate.
Well, so the reason why it's cool is because, Steven, I know you have purchased microtransactions. I've purchased
Have a son,
microtransactions.
yes.
And Wara has purchased. Steven, you play Path of Exile too. I know you've purchased microtransactions.
Can't prove
With
it.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to look into this because I've always wanted to go to a game, and when you see, let's just use Ubisoft as an example. They're on the ticket tonight, so let's use them as an example. When you see, say, the Sword of Altair, and you're like, man, I'd love to get Ezio that sword. And I'm using just characters as an example. I know that Assassin's Creed 2, 3, the Ezio trilogy didn't have microtransactions like that. But just as an example, if I wanted this sword, and it's 1,000 credits, and you had to spend $10 to get 1,200 credits, I knew that I was going to have to spend $12 and whatever, 99 cents to get those credits to get that dang thing that I wanted. Then you're left over with a little bit more, enticing you to go back to the casino and try to get it again, and try to get it again, and try to get it again. And you just want to keep it up, and you just want to keep them on the hook just enough to where they always have a little bit left over in their stash, in their gem box, in their crystal shards. You always wanted to have just enough left over to get them super close to that one little crystal that has the character in it, that one little box. And now, thanks to the EU, let's read some of this, because this is fucking sick. Let's read some of this. I'm in love. Here we go. Let me pull this up. Alrighty. So, the TLDR is the European Commission and Consumer Protection Corporation Network have established a set of guidelines aimed at stopping game companies from exploiting people with virtual currency. In these guidelines, it states that the company will no longer be able to disguise the price of microtransactions with virtual currency within the European Union. It's not written in law, so companies are still free to do as they please, but it is a big deterrent as the CPCN has threatened to take further actions if ignored. The article will go on to state that they could like change the rating, or they could make them this or that or whatnot. So basically what they say is nowadays it's easy to spend a lot of cash on gaming. We all know that. They list a few games: Marvel Rivals, Overwatch 2, Fortnite, all of them. They spend a lot of cash on virtual currency. People do it all the time without even realizing it. So here's the big things that they're doing. Price indication should be clear and transparent. Practice obscuring the cost of in-game digital content and services should be avoided. Practices that force consumers to purchase unwanted in-game virtual currency should be avoided. Consumers should be provided with clear and comprehensive contractual information. Consumers' right of withdrawal should be respected. Contractual terms should be fair and written in plain and clear language. Game design and gameplay should be respectful on different consumer vulnerabilities. Later on, it talks about how if an item costs, let's just go back, if an item costs 1,000 credits, it's going to have out beside it that item equals $7.99. So
which is perfect. Which is perfect.
Freaking awesome.
Okay, I won't pay the deficit advocate on that. So yeah, no.
That's so
cool.
good because you get what you want and you're done. It's not trying to lure you back in. Go ahead, Wara.
Yeah, so like obviously this isn't fixing everything. This isn't now everything's solved. All these mobile games are going to be ruined. No, this is not going to change a lot. This is a nice small step in getting rid of companies saying, oh, they're just surprise mechanics. No, get the fuck out of here. That's not what it is. You're trying to fuck us over. And what makes me so mad about this is that the way these things are all set up are not taking advantage mainly of like me and you and stuff like that. Is some people just don't understand, and like I'm not going to say they're not intelligent, but they might not be very good at maths, and they might not be very well off, and they're getting taken advantage of because they don't really know exactly what they're spending. And for this to slowly just make them more understanding of how much they're spending is good. And I just like that the what are they called? The lawmakers, like the governing bodies, are actually doing something, and they're acknowledging that these things are exploiting people. So that makes me happy that they're doing something, that's a small step forward. As it says there, it's not law yet, and they can still do it as they please. This is a great step forward. So it's setting a precedence for now. So long term, this will be better.
I actually like what Hero Down Under stated. He said the publisher now are free from blame, which is true. It's that the players know what they're getting, so they can't complain about, oh, I didn't know. Now you know what it is, and you're buying this, so now you know that you're paying for this.
Yes,
so
exactly.
This is how much you're paying. This is how much it is. You can't return it. Sorry, pal, because you know what you got. So it's a double-edged sword, though. I think it's a double-edged sword. I think it's great, and it should be like this, but there's no surprise to it anymore, and now you can't go back and say, "Oh, surprise!" No, you know what it is.
Because like this isn't really a change for the big whales that are spending $300K, on any game. Like those people don't give a shit what it says; they'll still just buy it all. It's just like I don't like the thought of just people getting taking advantage of, because these companies aren't just making a game and shipping it and hoping they buy them. No, that they're hiring psychologists to go figure out what will make people spend more money. And that is what I don't like, taking advantage of those people, right? Anyway, I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, I don't like that big companies taking advantage of people who are, what's the word? Easily manipulated. I just don't like it. I hate it. And so it's good that these governing bodies are doing what they can. So yeah.
So I'm gonna.
But I do also agree with what Hero's saying. People shouldn't be able to buy it and say, sorry, I didn't know. Now you know.
Something that always that really kind of, not always, but something that was revealed to me that really like kind of opened my eyes to gaming companies and live service, and the honest reason, the thing that really put the bad taste in my mouth was, I can't remember if it was EA. It might have been EA. It was either EA or Epic. One of them did like a tell-all of like psychologists that they consulted, sociologists like that they brought in to figure out how people work and how like the human mind works, and like basically how to make their game more addicting and how to draw people in even more. And like there's been books written on the psychology of gamers and like how to use that to your advantage in business. Like there's so much manipulative tactics that go in to building a lot of these live service games, that these companies put a ton of research and development into systems and practices that are going to get the player hooked. That's their job. That's their goal. And
yeah,
you know what I mean?
And Yeah, sorry to butt in again. There's something else that I want to bring up that's not technically, like, it's not exactly gaming, but recently Amazon has been investigated because they've gained another $1 billion in revenue from spending from their storefront because they adjusted their algorithm to know when to put things on sale. So the governing bodies are like investigating as to whether it's like fair what they're doing because of the fact that they're generating so much more money after doing this. It's like, well, you can say you're a stubborn person, you never buy anything. Like Hero's a good example of someone. He said he just flat out has a rule. He just never buys microtransactions, right? And that's great. Not many people have the self-control to do that, right? And it's like, at what point can we all accept that we can't compete with the strength of AI and purchasing? Like, I don't know, with everything we do, but, trying to keep this just gaming, that's just another example. Like, you can say that, I'm not going to buy anything and things like that, but there are people who are much weaker than us who would just get manipulated too easily by these systems. And the company's just making more and more money, and we're not getting a better product. No one's getting a better product. It's just more revenue from a system designed around the psychologist telling them what they can do to get more money. And no one's winning except the corporation.
Go ahead, Steven.
I agree with that. I mean, I do my share of microtransactions, but my son, he likes to get stuff and stuff like that. And I get him every once in a while. I question him, ask him, do you really need it? Do you want it? Do you need it? He goes, I need it. And he doesn't really need it. But I'm a sucker for my son, and I do a lot of microtransactions and stuff like that. Some for me, some not for me. I understand what Hero's saying too. It's, you bought your game, you want to freaking play it, you don't want to deal with the microtransactions. But man, I want my guy to look good. I don't look good. But I want my guy to look good, or my girl to look sexy. Sorry, it's just me. It's the misogynist in me. I'm sorry, but
yeah,
it's just one of those things, man. Or look bad A, like you said, Path of Exile. Too.
Yeah.
My guy looks sick. I love the way he looks. My
all of your dudes look sick. All of your dudes look sick.
I mean, I try. But the thing is, it's good that they're breaking it down so that you have a choice. You don't have to get suckered into it. And I agree with Wara. A lot of times they do that, but unfortunately with AI, it's going to get worse. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, they had algorithms before. Which basically stated, show, but now AI can do it in real time.
Yep.
And make you see what they want you to see, and you just got to be able to sift it out. Oh, I was looking at this, and you're putting this in my thing. Okay, I see what you're doing, and kind of resist. It's hard sometimes, but you know what? It's human nature, man. Unfortunately,
honestly, man, some of it is the. So I played a game for a long time called Marvel Contest of Champions. I always seem to have one mobile game that I play throughout. Like it's not always the same one, but like for 5 years I played War something. I don't know, Clan of War, Cause of War.
War Thunder?
No, it was.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It was it was done by not Machine Games, but something with something machine in the title. Anyways. It was a game where basically you build your base, you do this thing, and you keep going. It was all free to play, and you had to build your troops, and you had to go from one end of the map to the other. And then I found that game you hit the wall. I didn't want to pay the money, so I stopped playing. It took me 4 years, I think 5 years, to hit the wall. Then I went over to Contest of Champions, which was a Marvel game. I played that damn game for 7 years. 7 years. The two friends that I had that I played Outriders with, both were in clans in Contest of Champions with us, or with me. I was an officer, so were they. Sometimes they were the leader, sometimes whatever. Like, I met so many folks from there. I'm still in a I'm still in a couple line threads with those guys. Like, those games are free to play. Like, but when you've been in a game, yeah, hey. Go
Jez
ahead.
wants to jump in. He's got thoughts on the micros.
So funny enough, I've
Just
already
Yep.
opened the Discord to 4 people, so
Cool.
he's already a host. So Jez, if you want to jump in, come on.
Hey, brother.
So essentially what's going on is they link you with the game by making it free to play. You go through the game, and if you're decent at it and want to put some time into it, you can play up to a certain point for free. And I mean, like, end game, you're in it. I was like, I had 6 stars. I was able to complete content, everything. Like, it was fine, and I didn't have to spend money. But at some point, you look and you go, wait, I just paid $60 for this video game. I've gotten way more time and enjoyment out of this free-to-play title. Maybe I could throw the devs like 50, 60 bucks. And we rationalize it. Everybody does this shit. We rationalize that shit.
But you know what's funny? It's sort of like, if you are spending more time in it, you're getting better value anyway. So like, you know, like for how long you spend on a certain game, whatever the game is, if you spend 100 hours in it and you paid, let's say you paid a total of $100, you know, you can work that out to be like $1 per hour. And for a hobby, that's pretty good value compared to something like cars or something like that. Anyway, but yeah, so I just want to comment quickly before Jez starts talking. Hero mentioned that he doesn't want to, where's the comment? Where is it? He doesn't want his son to, I'm trying to not force his son to not gamble. And like the way I sort of take it is like when kids grow up, you know, you want them to sort of like learn like the pros and cons of everything, you know, like make mistakes and stuff like that. Like you don't want to do anything egregious, obviously. But with my daughter, I just try to get her to sort of acknowledge like how much money she spent on Fortnite. She's 13. How much money she spent on Fortnite, on how she could have bought a different game or she could have bought something else. And I'm trying to get her to save up for her own PlayStation 5. So, you know, but not tell her what to do, you know what I mean? Because, you know, sometimes if you don't let them do it for themselves, they're not learning as much. But at the same time, I'm not trying to tell Hero what to do. I'm just saying my side of it, like my sort of ethos and theory.
But
not saying it's correct, it's just mine.
I'm sorry, Jed. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, man. Sorry.
No, what's up, man? How you doing? Steve Young, Wara Wana, and Thrifty. What is up,
what is
guys?
up, man?
It pays to be a whale.
Yo, it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's I'm trying to do this crazy setup and stuff. My internet was like sucking. I had to like restart it. So and I was trying to do some crazy stream to just test it out. But anyway, my internet was trash. I had to restart everything. But anyway, guys, how you doing?
Man,
yeah,
we are good. Just talking about the EU trying to take steps to make microtransactions less sleazy.
Yeah, and you know, it was awesome. Wara Wana was saying exactly what I was thinking in the sense of like, you know, with the kids and stuff with the microtransactions, it's in everything. Like it's in Roblox, Fortnite, Rocket League. But like, you know, one of the things is to try to just teach them the value of money, that it's not an infinite bank. And, you know, it's really tough because the gambling stuff is that once it gets converted into V-Bucks and Roblox bucks, it's the same thing. A Chuck E. Cheese does this thing, and Dave and Buster's, like the dollar amount is removed, and now you just got points, and it's really a challenge to put that on children because they don't even understand the concept of money. Nonetheless, that like $100 is equal to like, you know, $3,000. They don't make it 1-to-1. You know, that's a trick. Yep. You know, and it's really tough to. You try to do that. It's a challenge for parents now to try to show children, like, you know, the money, and even then they get the gift cards and things like that. So, you know, you just got to just stay on top of them and just let them know, like I try to do with like rewards, and make it kind of incentivize, you know, with them, rather than just kind of just go ahead, do it. I'm like, well, tie it into something good that they did. Oh, you got good on a test, or hey, you're gonna do this and clean up some stuff, and then you could get it. Things like that, to try to add some sort of like a cause and effect to it, not just keep pumping stuff in. Like, you know, the thing is with microtransactions, they're there and they're gonna exist, and it is gambling basically. The worst is when they were doing those loot boxes. Remember when you spend money and then you didn't know what you were gonna get? Yeah, that was even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
That was crazy.
No, so my kid plays Minecraft. Everybody on here knows that I hate that my kid plays Minecraft, but he loves it. And I kid you not,
Phil loves it too.
I
Yes, he does.
freaking hate it. Anyways, I swear it's gonna fry his Switch one day. So he downloaded, or he not downloaded. He literally, on what Jez was saying, he'll come to us and go, "Hey guys, there's this new pack that just came out. It's a realism pack or whatever. It's $8.99." And I'm like, "Okay, so it's $9 plus tax." We figure out the tax and go, "Okay, here's the amount you need." And he's like, "Okay, so what do I have to do to get that?" Like, he already knows that, like, I'm not going to let him just get this shit for free. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. And so if you want it, you're going to earn it. Like, there's... I will let you use your money on it, but I'm not going... And I'll even give you the money, but I'm not giving you the money for free. So... what are you gonna do?
Yep. Yeah. I do agree with that, my friend. It's one of those things that's hard because my son's my only son. I mean, unfortunately, it didn't work out for anyone. I wanted a daughter. I got a son. That's fine. That's fine. But the thing is with him is, I teach him the value of what he has. Even though he gets as much as he wants, understand it can go away in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Everything can go away. Everything can disappear. It can go away. So understand it and appreciate what you have. Because if you don't, it's going to be gone.
Well, and on the
Steven, you don't.
Right.
Okay.
I was
Let's say I run around my house and I have my hand on the phone going, "I'll turn off the internet right now. I'll shut it all down. Like, just get over here. I'll turn it all off."
The funny thing is, I'm the one that sets up the internet and all the freaking access. So yeah, you want to mess with me?
Exactly.
You're
We've hidden charging
I'm not one of those
before.
That's right. I'm not one of those not tech savvy parents that has like that 20 digits and stuff like that on the Wi-Fi. It's like, no, I got everything. I could do poof, turn it off. It was so funny. We were in bed and he went down early and he was playing Fortnite, screaming his head off. And my wife's like, "He's so loud. What's going on?" And I just hit the button, and you have to hear them all of a sudden. Here come the clambering up the stairs, going, "Dad, the internet is down. What happened? Oh my God!" I'm like, "I shut it off. I'm like, I told you to be quiet. Both of you, like both of them, come running up. I got a daughter and a son.
I unplug his computer.
That's
right.
Funny. I hide the charging
cord
for this
electricity.
Dude, this time
he bangs on his desk. He's 17. He's banging on his desk. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "About your racing game." I'm like, "I don't care. It's a game."
Yeah, I know, right?
Guys,
and then also things don't work. I'm like, figure it out. Figure it out. Like, I'm not just gonna fix it.
I want y'all to know this is because of how our dads treated us. Because my dad would come in and he would take the PlayStation, he would unplug the controller,
hide the controllers,
and he would just take the damn controller and just leave.
My mom would do it. She'll throw a shoe at me.
My parents
She's a Latin mom. Latin mom throw a shoe at me. I'm like, "I'm getting off."
Yeah, we got shoes and belts.
I
got both of those.
Shoes and belts, brother.
Shoes and belts. My dad got to the shoes because if I was too fast, he would throw the shoe. It was like a goddamn Thor with the hammer.
I tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now. My mom's. I got brought up with the Mexican mom. The Mexican mom can be a quarterback in the NFL because she hit my elbow every single time, dead on a funny bone. And I'm like, "Are you serious?" I'm on the ground. Crazy.
My dad would throw shoes at me. Yeah, I'm all Italian, so forget about it. They got shoes, spoons. We got hit everything with spoons and anything was a weapon. And my dad would take the controllers. Yeah, they would hide
cords.
So guys, now what we are discussing now is our childhood trauma. This is what this has turned into.
We don't do that to our kids now. Now that doesn't work now. You gotta like just turn off things. You gotta take away things and turn off internet.
I make them sit in commercials. It's hilarious.
I think it's time to get back to the topics.
Yeah. Well, dude, the one thing I wanted to say was when you talk about microtransactions, it was funny because I went to Kohl's Day, and this is not, you can think how's this with games, but I went to Kohl's, and the thing is that I read on the internet that Kohl's now they want to stop the Amazon returns in the stores because it's not bringing in money for them, and it's this engagement and traffic that everybody seems so obsessed about and trying to get the whale or trying to get people to buy more stuff or just more traffic. And it's just so funny how these microtransactions, these free to plays, it goes for the same type of thing. Just get more foot traffic, and there's a potential to convert into some sort of buyers. And Kohl's was doing that with Amazon returns. They had people walking in. Amazon return everything, but I would walk into Kohl's and walk out. I'm not buying anything in that place. Like, but they thought that but it didn't turn out to be like they couldn't find the people buying more stuff. Instead, it was just more foot traffic, which made the employees happy that at least the place wasn't empty, but it didn't yield profit. They're like, well, so how much did you sell? It's like, well, 1,000 people came in today, and it's like, we sold a couple of shirts. So like this whole free to play, this chumming, which that's what I don't like, and I don't like the chumming of it. Like if there's some quality and then there is investment with microtransactions, like I think Fortnite does a really good job. They've been doing a good job with gameplay. And I think that's the problem that I have with this free to play stuff, is that they hit you with the good stuff up front, and that's basically all they do. And then they start just thinking like you're going to buy skins from then on without evolving the gameplay. And that's what kind of hurt me with the Marvel game. Like I thought that was awesome. I was addicted to it. And then I was thinking about like the season passes or thinking about the skins, but then I just didn't feel like there was enough evolution in kind of the game modes it was just kind of repetitive. And I'm like, and the new stuff is just the skins, but it's just funny how I just don't like the chumming of free to play stuff and this kind of spamming of trying to throw stuff out there and see who's going to bite.
No, and funny
I
enough,
agree with what you're saying, Jez. Sorry.
No, Wara. I was gonna say you can finish up your thought on that, but interestingly enough, what he just said is gonna feed us right into what CDPR is talking about, where they're just trying to maintain their focus on what they're good at. But go ahead and finish your thought, man.
I agree. Obviously, what Jez is saying is 100% correct, and it's like nothing tells me faster that you have not loaded up Fortnite in the last 4 years than saying, "Oh, I don't like battle royales." It's like Fortnite. You can literally go on Fortnite and play a racing game, like the racing mode, or you can just go on there and just pay. They just keep evolving, like Jez says. It's not the same. The Lego, the Guitar Hero stuff. Like you can just go on there and just constantly be playing all these different games. So over the years, like we used to joke that it was what's it called, a babysitter for all the kids to go on there, but now just there's more adults, like just as many adults playing.
I played in my intermediate, like it is my time killer. Like if I just can't get into a game, I'm just like throw Rocket League or Fortnite and do a round. Like that's what it is.
So they
saw what Roblox was doing poorly. They saw what Roblox was doing poorly, and then said, "Let's do that correctly." And now Fortnite's crushing it because Roblox is it sort of copied, took inspiration from Roblox having all the different games, but I feel like they're just implementing it a lot better.
Oh yeah.
What a couple of the guys in chat are saying. One mentioned Guitar Hero on Fortnite, Lego in Fortnite. Leech said Fortnite is basically like a central hub now. And that's I don't play Fortnite, but I have friends and their kids play Fortnite. And so I've been over there and I'm like, what the heck? What is that? Why are you not running around this was like a year ago. I was like, why are you not running around building stuff? And they're like, oh, that mode isn't even like a thing anymore. They don't even. It's like, what?
Yeah, there's like no build.
What do you mean it's not a thing anymore? What
Every so often they bring it back. I think they try to keep
zero
it more
build.
Change things.
Oh man, but
my daughter can't. My daughter gets crowns she gets wins a lot of the time, but she doesn't like the building, and she's like, I can't keep up with the boys at school with the building. They're just so good at it because she keeps not wanting to learn it, she never gets better, and I just keep telling that to her. I'm like, well, you're never going to get on their level if you don't try it, so make the decision. You know what I mean? Like telling her to do whatever she wants, but
that is true,
you're not going to get better if you don't practice.
I mean, that's so last night. So speaking of practicing, we're going to get into the next topic real quick, but speaking of practicing, I spent an hour on one of the main bosses in Sword and Fairy 7. That freaking bastard. I had to look up a guide. I had to, even with the guide's help, because the game explains, it's very good about, oh, you're fighting this boss. It's weak to poison. You should use poison. Here's these bushes that if you shoot them, they will give you poison attack for the next 20 seconds. It's really, really good at that. And I still was getting my ass kicked. I didn't understand it. But I kept going. because the only other option was to put the game down. And I'm not going to do that. I love the story in this thing too much. But like, it's like what you were saying, where you have an option to either stop or to get better. What do you want to do? And Jez, you had mentioned that you're just tired of the live service. Like, everybody's trying to push, and go just for that. And like, stick with what you're good at. Stick with what you know. And CDPR is actually doing that, and I'm kind of impressed because I feel like they've already had really good success in single player. They released another really good successful single player game that, granted, was shit at launch, blah blah blah. Fast forward, now it's amazing and critically praised. Like, they would be one with these big massive worlds that they've built, especially in the Witcher franchise that has different guilds of Witchers. Like, you could make some sort of multiplayer game out of that, kind of Monster Hunter. But Witcher devs remain committed to cutting-edge single-player games. This is from GameSpot. Eddie Macook. That sounds right. The video game market continues to grow and evolve, with multiplayer live service games being one area of expansion. But don't expect The Witcher and don't expect The Witcher and Cyberpunk developer CD Projekt Red to necessarily follow that path. As part of the company's latest earning briefings, co-CEO Michael Nowakowski said that the company understands that the video game market continues to evolve with numerous trends, but CD Projekt Red is going to stick with cutting-edge, single-player games it's best known for. Games rooted in strong franchises and immersive narratives will continue to enjoy great popularity, Nowakowski says. As is reported by Bounding Into Comics, our experience along with brands such as The Witcher and Cyberpunk, which is our pleasure to further develop, help us build strong position on the market and paint a positive outlook, while collaborations with global tech and innovation leaders enabled us to keep abreast of technical developments in the industry and continue to deliver top quality entertainment. Some have criticized the widely pushed Battle Royale and all that other stuff. Other tough times for workers in the space. It goes on to explain some more about all of this. But guys, it's this paragraph right here. Games rooted in strong franchises and immersive narratives will continue to enjoy great popularity. Our experiences along with other brands such as Witcher and Cyberpunk is our pleasure to further develop and build a strong position on the market and paint a positive outlook and continue to deliver top quality entertainment. Holy shit! Stephen Leon with the 10 gifted members. William Aguilar, Henzo, Nassim Waja, Harlem PS Gamer, Ryan Landis, Fake Man Bear Pig, 8K Dual Sensible, J Gamer UK, Brett Siley, and Lyndon Nathan. Sure, y'all all got hit. Go ahead, if you're on here, hop on and say thank you to Stephen Leon, also known as Drenus. I guess he wanted to talk and thought he had to pay me to talk. No, I'm just kidding. Man, I truly appreciate that, man.
I gave you my tithe.
Okay, I gave you my tithe. This is my penance. No, okay. So, I'm going to divert. I've read the article. I'm just going to start at the top of the list. Wara will, you'll be right before I finish. But, Steven, what do you think about this, man? Does this, this gives me hope as a single player guy. What do you think about this?
As a person that doesn't really play too many I play Destiny, I play, things like that. That's neither here. I've been playing that forever. But for me, this tells me that they're focusing more on the quality of the game, not just getting it out there, doing multiple things, trying to make money. Yeah, it's all about money in the long run, but they're trying to let everybody know, hey, we're not going to be doing this. We're not going to do the Sony thing, and we're not going to be doing a lot of the things that most people are trying to do. I mean, it's all this multiplayer stuff and all this stuff. It's like beating a dead horse. It's not if you're not Fortnite, if you're not Call of Duty, if you're not any one of the big names, it may not work. So might as well focus on what you do best, which is Witcher, Cyberpunk. What else do they do? I forget what else they do, but they do some other things too. But it's what they focus on is what they should be doing, and they'll make money. I can't wait to play as Ciri. People don't think it's woke. I'm like, Ciri's been part of this Witcher since Witcher 2 and beyond, because and in Cyberpunk, because she actually is brought up in Cyberpunk at one point.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Jeremy?
I didn't
Yeah,
know that was connected.
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. When
Yeah.
you look at in Witcher, when she's talking about that futuristic area that she was in Witcher 3, that's the cyberpunk. That's the cyberpunk universe. See, I know things sometimes.
Oh, damn.
Yes,
I didn't know that.
she was there. That's where she escaped to.
Holy shit. Okay.
I'm into.
I feel like
I
a
love
fake Witcher 3 fan now.
I love Witcher, dude. And Henry Cavill, my man.
Oh, who doesn't love
Oh
Witcher?
yeah, he was
Cavill?
the best in that. Yeah, man.
Henry
It's like,
Cavill's the
it's like
buddy
I'm
that all of
straight,
us
then you see
want.
Henry Cavill. It's like, am I straight?
Am I straight?
He got the
Hey,
voice
hey,
down
man.
and everything. He was-
For him, I will flip a little bit. Sorry. He's also he's a rugby player too. So he played rugby when he that's when he first came into the business, acting. He was playing rugby and somebody noticed him and said, "Hey, why don't you do some acting?"
Yeah.
He dropped rugby and start to act.
It was a
That's why he's
good
so-
move.
crazy.
It was
yeah,
a
and he has
good
on his
move.
channel like how to build a PC. Like he builds a PC.
Yeah.
He's a legitimate gamer as well. He's
I
not just,
love his Warhammer
Vin
stuff.
Diesel.
He's so passionate.
That's
about
what I was
it.
gonna say.
That-
He's like a
I love
gamer.
Warhammer,
in-
but not like him.
he's a gamer.
Hey,
in every
Audacity.
facet.
Audacity's
What?
asking a question. Do you mean Escape from Tarkov? Audacity
Thoughts on
in chat.
Tarkov? V1 Audacity. Let us know what you mean by that. In the meantime, Jez, what do you think about this, man? Is it? It's kind of nice to see, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. Like I really think everybody should just stay in their lane and do what they do best. Like I know everybody's trying to chase the golden goose, but I really think that as we've seen like with Sony's live service and stuff, they've seen some success and see some failure, but it really, it's not big. My thing is always, if you want to take a risk, but do not lose your identity. Don't lose what you're good at to take that risk. Like if you could go try out something different and it does not compromise your franchises, your identity, it's just kind of like a thing that you could go explore, then do it. But don't lose what you're known for or what your charm is or what your MO is to go do something completely out of the realm. And when you go explore that, it doesn't work out. And then when you come back going, oh, we're just going to go do what we do, people sort of moved on from you because you weren't there for them and things like that. So I really think that, as a company with ID, with IP and things like that, you kind of stick to what you do. And, I think Sony realized that too with a couple of their studios. Like if you want to go take risk with something else, but don't take risk with your franchises and your stuff. Imagine if you had if you had a game that failed like Concord and that was a God of War game, like you don't want that kind of blemish on there, and maybe
And
they
have
saw
to-
some of the stuff happen. Yeah,
and have to do a return to form or reboot.
exactly.
And then people are like iffy, you don't want to pre-order and stuff like that. Like you mentioned earlier.
You lost confidence.
Oh yeah, no, we got the topic to talk about later about pre-orders. I'll bring it up then.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but no, it's really and that's the thing. Like, I know everybody sees that mobile group and sees all these areas that they're like, oh, let's go into that uncharted territory over there, and it's sort of like, get ahead, but just make sure that you don't go too far off the deep end. And
Yeah.
it's good that CD Projekt Red is sticking to what they know, and if they want to do some multiplayer and they can, but just be careful. It's a very, and like we said, we talked about Minecraft, Fortnite. Like it's hard to break into that stuff, and it's hard. Like Marvel Rivals did it, but again, like I don't know. Like it's not still it. Is it doing a Fortnite? Not really. Everybody just kind of, and that's what we see with these kind of games and these kind of things where people, they try to get that hotness, they get it in the first month or two, and then all of a sudden everybody just goes right back to what they're doing, and some stay and some don't. Like it's really, it's a challenge. I think you're better off doing single player games personally. I think those games stand the test of time. You don't have to worry about engagement and player counts, and you just make an incredible story that people would. It's like reading a good book. You'll read it again, You could do spin-offs. You could add more story content to it. You could build characters and side characters. Like you could build off of that. It's not one and done. And I, like I mentioned on the show and stuff, like, if you wanted to, you could always add multiplayer down the line to a single player game. They come for the character, come for the environment, like Ghost of Tsushima. Like you fell so in love with that, you want to do more of it. And it's like, oh yeah, here's some multiplayer that you can mess around in and things like that. And could add a pass in that. So I just don't know why people don't focus on single player.
Yeah.
Build the world and characters. Then from there, you could make a multiplayer from there with those characters that everybody loves. And then build expansions. Like, everybody just wants to get that quick, that quick rush. But it's not long. It fades out like a match, like a flame. Flame in the wind.
So
Yeah, exactly.
Wara, I know you've commented a little bit. What do you think on this, man?
I feel like the industry for the past 10 years has looked up as if someone's flicked a coin and looked up at all the other successful live services that have just gone. There's no ceiling on how much profit or income they can make. They just flicked the coin up. The whole industry looked up and gone, holy shit, look how much they're making. Look how much they're making. And now we're at the point where they're all looking at the ground because the fucking pennies hit the floor. And they've gone, holy shit, look at all these failed live services around us. Do we really want to do that? We don't even know how bad some of them have failed, but we know a lot of them failed pretty bad. So I feel like just sticking to your lane. Like Naughty Dog is a classic example of one that they tried to, but they pulled back at just the right time before they actually launched their game, and they didn't. And hopefully they can move forward. And it was just a blip, right? Other companies haven't been so lucky. And CD Projekt Red, they're now just coming back off of their They had big drama, obviously, with the release of Cyberpunk 2077, and obviously they've generated a lot of goodwill back with giving the update to The Witcher 3 to everyone for free, and that was an amazing update and stuff like that. And I just feel like the companies now are just like, okay, yeah, cool, we'll get rid of the ceiling. Let's not worry about that anymore because it's too much of a risk. But let's just make a good fucking game, and people will buy it because people are spending as much as some people on Xbox's side want to pretend like the industry's like not spending any money. The industry's spending. There are people buying games. We just saw Monster. I know this is a bad example, but Monster Hunter Wilds just sold 8 million copies in 3 days. Yes, that's a live service game, but they bought it, and a lot of people just play just the like not as a live service game. They bought it as just I'm not going to say one and done, obviously, but bought it as a complete experience because it's still a complete experience. Sure. But it'll get better over time. So. Yeah, it's just Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Just make a good game with don't scope creep. Just stick to what it is you want to do. Like I said, my like really quick review is now is exactly what it wants to do, and I love it for it. It is absolutely amazing for someone looking for that experience, and you can't knock it for that, in my opinion. But yeah, obviously it's got imperfections. I'm not saying it's perfect, but you know what I'm saying.
So I missed something here. Real quick, Josh Ayers, member of 10 months, almost 1 year. Here we come. Josh, I can't believe it, man. So many of y'all jumped on and became members of the channel as soon as it was open. And so, like, I just can't believe it. A lot of y'all, like, on that list at the very beginning, you all see your names on the first chart or on the first section because y'all have been here the entire freaking time. You haven't shifted off. Super appreciative of all of y'all. Steven, did you have something in reply to Wara? I thought you did. I thought I cut you off.
Of thought.
Okay. Sorry. No. I derailed you. It was my fault.
I'm done at that point. Yeah. It's just I love seeing that Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red sticking to what they know because I love what they produce.
Man, I really do too. It's absolutely crazy and let's be honest, I don't like Cyberpunk 2077. I don't like the first person aspect of it. I just didn't like the game. I've tried it, I've played it, I have done a few missions, and I'm just I don't like it. I'd rather sink my time into something that looks Japanese. And that's fine. I am still there day one for The Witcher 4. And CDPR is still a studio that I hold in very high regard when it comes to their ability to make a good story, to make a great game. if they would have delivered CDPR, or if they would have delivered Cyberpunk 2077 as a third-person, over-the-shoulder style type game, I would have been all over it day one. I probably would have mainlined that game, and it just would have been the bee's knees for me. But the first-person perspective really fucks me up a lot in video games. Really does. But
play on PC and put the third-person mod on.
Yeah. You know,
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Mods.
Steven said before, I also cannot wait to play as Ciri in Witcher 4.
Oh,
Absolutely
it's
cannot
gonna
wait.
be so
Yeah, I
Cannot
don't know
wait
why
to have
everybody
that.
made it such a big deal about that. Like, I thought that was the whole point of The Witcher 3 was that
That's
you can.
where it goes.
It was Siri. Like,
here's a problem with all this. If Princess Leia, Samus, Ripley came out today, all these like Princess
Anti-woke
Leia and all that
people,
stuff came out today, they would call it woke.
Yeah,
It's
and
a-
like,
it's a narrative that they're pushing.
yeah,
Unfortunately, these guys I used to listen to that were like kind of like on the right, you know, but they got dumb and they started attacking things. I'm like, dude, just play the damn game. I'm not
yeah,
listening
it's
to
the
you.
extreme.
And I like some of the games that they were talking about. I'm like, gosh, dang, I do agree with Veilguard, but I like the combat. Yes, that one horn girl is
yeah,
annoying.
and that's
but-
yeah. Sorry, go.
I
Sorry, go.
like the combat, and that's not
And-
gonna because I played all the Dragon Ages, all of them, even 2, but I played them all and I finished them all.
Yeah, me too. That's what what Jez was saying. Like the anti-woke crowd is just gone so cringe now. Like it's okay to point things out with like the Sweet Baby Inc. Corporation and all the rest of pointing things out, but you're still meant to let the player decide whether they want to play a fucking game or not. Don't sit there and tell me I need to boycott something. Don't sit there and tell me it's going to flop and not to play it and avoid it and all the rest. I'll do what I want to do. You do what you want to do. And I just don't like those opinions. And to a lesser extent, some other YouTubers do the same thing. They try to say what people should and shouldn't play, like because they don't like frame gen for 60 frames per second on certain modes on certain games. But at the end of the day, each person makes their own choice on what games they play. And I just think that someone can make a comment. I don't like the character model of Ciri in Witcher 4. If someone said that 2 years ago, it would be like, cool. You don't like it, sweet. But these days, it can't just be that conversation anymore. It has to be like, what did they do? Why did they make her look ugly? It's like me and my missus, like, we're just like, they made her look older and realistic. What's the issue? Like, if you want her to look really hot in the gameplay on PC, then put your little mods on, or go to the Rule 34.
Or watch Netflix.
Or watch Netflix. Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, it's just anyway. It's just they're just cringe. They're just cringe. They're just like have to hate on everything. And like you said, Veilguard wasn't perfect. There was that one character that was super annoying. The writing, in my opinion, wasn't the strongest, but a lot of people enjoy the combat. So
Yes.
that's all there is to it. Yeah.
And so that's what I was going to say on the tying in Veilguard and the cringeness that you mentioned. That was the point when, if y'all remember, I kind of went on a whole, or I think you were on that episode, I kind of went on a whole like rant on my thoughts on Veilguard and why I was not going to give that studio or company any money for that game. And some of it did have to do with the DEI stuff and all the dialogue that was in the game that was like forcing that kind of preachy and all that. And like, but the problem is I was kind of approaching it, and I held off on approaching it because everybody else who like like Steven said, like I used to like these guys' takes, they went way off the deep end. And then like Ciri and Intergalactic, which we're going to talk about that a little in just a second actually. Ciri and then the chick from Intergalactic, Jordan whatever. Both
reminds you of Ripley.
Right, both of those came out.
Imagine that.
And I'm sitting here going, wait a second, okay. This is exactly what I wanted. Why are y'all angry? Please shut the hell up. Like, this is exactly what I wanted. And now, if I do have genuine criticisms, if I step a little over that line, I'm all of a sudden lumped in with the grums of the world. And I'm not trying to do that. So,
It's like 4 years ago, having a discussion about the next Witcher having as Geralt or Ciri. It's like you either play as an old man with a crutch, like sorry, with a walking frame as Geralt, or you play as Ciri. Like, and then I'm like, oh, like the commentary back then was that Ciri's just so OP, right? And there was never any other discussion behind it. Now, as soon as she's announced, even though the Witcher 3 game ended with like some endings have you give her a Witcher sword, oh no, this is all wokeness and all a narrative behind it.
And she'd
It's
be
just a
the
little bit
one to
frustrating. It's
start the
like
Witcher's
I'm open
back.
to honest conversation, but not for people who don't know what they're talking about, saying everything they're saying is facts. That just triggers me
Like,
too much.
That's what pisses me off so much. People saw Ciri, and real quick, Belle Dante with the $20. Like with all things, that can be a dichotomy. It's the horseshoe effect, man. So here's the thing:
Yep.
the freaking
Yeah, both ends.
it came, both hand.
Pendulum. It's like the pendulum.
Yes, and so it came out. I played Witcher 3. I know about the different endings. I have 100 hours in that freaking game. I love that game. And the whole time, I'm like, okay, Geralt's going to give his life for Ciri. Geralt's, like, I'm just thinking that in my head, playing video games for as long as I have. I'm like, shit, Geralt's going to give his life for Ciri, and I'm going to be super pissed off. Okay, the whole game builds up to Ciri. She is going to be the one who can restart the Witchers if she wants to. She's going to be the one who can power herself down if she needs to. And trap her power into something so she can become a Witcher. Like, it makes logical freaking sense. But because she's a female, and because she has a strong jawline, oh dear God, we cannot have her in a video game as the lead. Even though the things that predated this game all pointed to her being the next Witcher. It makes absolutely no freaking
But
sense.
Thrifty, they even tried to make her look ugly, and they gave her a scar on her face. Try and tell me that's not DEI.
She's gorgeous. Like,
Dude, that scar makes me like, shit.
Because she's from she had the scar in the last game. That was what the joke,
yeah, I know.
joke was meant to be. That I didn't know. So,
but
anyway.
my goodness, I'm so excited about
Oh.
CDPR. They
Definitely.
found a way to keep themselves in the headlines, good PR, good press, and nothing to do with the game. So we still don't know shit about it. All right, move on to the next topic. Speaking of things that we don't know anything about, and other people who seem to not know anything, we are Cursed Kane. Hey, chat and panel. Hope everyone is good. Welcome. I've not seen that name in here before. I have a couple new people in here. Good to see y'all. Welcome to the playground. So Naughty Dog's Intergalactic, unlikely to release on PS5 until 2077. Until 2027.
Damn, that's a long way
There
out.
you go. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
GTA 6 will be out by then.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Maybe
I knew
we'll
it.
get Skyrim by then. Okay.
There'll be a
So-
geriatric Skyrim by then. What are you talking about?
Somebody
Yeah.
posted this in the Discord earlier. And I was like, oh, okay, great, here we go. So I start reading it, and I will let you guess at what point, and I want y'all to put it in the chat, at what point in the article that I'm about to read, just the first, these little 4 paragraphs, what part did I say, oh, this is horseshit? Just let me know in the chat what word or couple words let me know that this is probably horseshit. Okay,
The
so here we go.
start, the very first sentence.
No, not the first sentence. It's been a rough generation for Sony's flagship first-party studio, Naughty Dog. While its survival horror series, The Last of Us, is more popular than ever thanks to HBO Max's superb live action, blah blah blah, gloss gloss. However, those hoping its all-new endeavor, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, could be out as early as 2026 are going to be disappointed. Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier, writing on the Reset Era forum, has hinted the game won't be ready next year, meaning we're looking at a 2027 launch date at the earliest. That means it will be at least 7 years between Naughty Dog games, a far cry from the pre-PS3 era when the Uncharted trilogy and Last of Us all launched within a single generation. Of course, the complexity of games has increased since then, and the pandemic also disrupted an early part of the generation. The Californian developer also lost a lot of time working on the multiplayer version of The Last of Us, which sounded wildly ambitious. It ultimately decided to cancel the project, explaining that the resources it would have taken to support it would have been prevented from making more of a single-player title. Okay. Gone quiet. How have I gone quiet?
You're maybe when you were talking, it was going quieter because you were.
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, that's weird. Word one? No. So, yes, Outsider Gaming Night. Jason Schreier. As soon as I saw that
I was
name,
thinking that too.
as soon as I
What do you mean?
saw that fucking name, I was like, oh. And then listen to the way the sentence reads. Okay, this is what I love to do with the interviews and with articles. Look at this. Listen to the way this stupid sentence reads. However, those hoping its all-new endeavor, Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, could be out as early as 2026 are going to be disappointed. Okay, so we're going to be disappointed. That is a definitive, point-blank, period statement. We're going to be disappointed. Okay, Bloomberg journalist Jason
No,
Schreier.
sorry. The sentence reads that if you're hoping the game's out as early as 2026,
You're going to be
you're
disappointed.
going to be disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's not. He's saying it's not.
Yeah, 100%. But that is a definitive
Yeah.
statement. If you're hoping for this, you're going to be disappointed. That's definitive. Now,
Yeah.
going forward, Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier, writing on Reset Era Forum, has hinted that the game won't be ready for next year. So he's hinted. So he didn't confirm. No. He hinted. Oh,
And the last time we saw the game, it said 2026, right?
Right.
No, they actually put 26 on there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I don't like these insiders, these people, because they have no accountability. Nothing they say they stand on when they're wrong. They just hand wave it away. I just none of this helps anyone. All right, we don't need to know in 2025 whether the game's going to come out or be delayed. It might be delayed. It might be delayed until 2027, but that information doesn't really help us. It's just like, I don't know. I don't get why these people like Jason Schreier do that. Like they're living.
It's to write a new book.
Their living revolves around there being news and drama, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who does it benefit if there is no drama at all in gaming and everything comes off the assembly line perfectly? Not him. So what does he need to do? Create drama. It's just,
And you
I
know,
just
there's
can't
certain
stand these people.
intervals too. You know, it's like
Yeah.
there's intervals. Like the last drama
It's never
was that
coincidence.
Sony was shutting down the studios, or Sony was moving like you. No, the last drama he reported was the Blue Point, and the other studio canceling their service game, the Studio Bend. That was the last drama he reported. So there's like an interval about a month or two, and now he's like, let me put something on Reset Era. Start more stuff like
and him pointing out about the God of War projects being shut down and all the rest that we never got told about as gamers is like being told when you're at a restaurant the chef dropped your steak on the ground and he chucked in the bin and he cooked you a new one. Like how does that benefit anyone? Right? That information, like, who gives a shit? Right? I got my steak in the end. Who gives a shit whether he dropped the first one on the ground? Okay, that makes me know why the second one took a little bit longer. But you telling me that didn't help me in any fucking way? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I don't know. It'd be like getting a new missus and then a guy just walking past down the street and it's like, your missus has slept with 45 different people.
that's what he said about the Blue Point. The Blue Point stopped with the
like, what benefited me like that? I don't need to know that.
Whatever.
But yeah.
The thing is that if the game gets like, I think it's early to even say if it's gonna get delayed now because they did just reveal it, at the end of last year. So they said 2026 and they said that then, so who the hell knows, like, with all these games getting delayed and shit like that. But I don't know. I guess he heard from somebody. He's like, oh yeah, it may not be coming out next year.
But so Josh pointed out in the chat though, and Steven, if you're back, you can hop on in too. But Josh pointed out in the chat that he was wrong on his last Naughty Dog information, and it seems like Jason Schreier has it out for Naughty Dog for some reason.
It seems like most of these people have it out for Sony and anything they do.
Yeah, 100%.
It's one of those things. I mean, you hear all these people talking about it. It's like I see all these people who comment about comic books, don't say nothing about the massive layoffs with Microsoft. But man, Sony drops a little bit here and there. It's bad, but man, it's the end of the world. Oh my gosh, my good. I'm like, shut up. That's also the people I stopped listening to because it's like, man, dude, I used to love what you listen to. I do. Sometimes I go back to them when they talk about some politics stuff. Yeah, I get into it a little bit, but not really because they irritate me too with all the stuff they say. But it's just foolish. I mean, I think it's just really foolish that that they keep on doing this stuff, man. It's dumb.
So
Well, then you see people then spin off of that and they go like, well, Naughty Dog's not gonna have a game for the entire generation and all this other stuff because they think the generation is gonna start and people start building off of it and things like that. But you know, Wara Wana's right in the sense that it's just this new cycle of let's create and it's the same thing. It goes into either negativity or like, hey, someone's delayed or you're not getting something to either this crazy positivity like this is the future, this is what's going to happen, get ready for it, you're not ready for it. And it's this, everybody's just trying to get engagement somehow in some sort of thing. Nobody's a journalist, nobody's talking to anybody. They're these insiders that we don't even know who the hell they are. They're fake, they're real. They're talking to people who they hear it from. They heard it from a little birdie. And it's just everybody's trying to outdo each other and stuff like that. He has been right with some things, and he definitely has it out for developers and definitely trying to get the closures. Like he's definitely reports on the Mothman, what's going down and things like that. So he is not just like crazy. So there may be some truth to it. But again, it is what it is. I think also Sony, trickling things out too is definitely, it just it aids kind of into the mystery of like these games and these studios, especially the stuff that we don't know what's going on, that they haven't really shown yet, so we'll see.
it's
Like Hero was saying, that Jason's skilled but is irresponsible journalist. Yeah, a lot of them are irresponsible, but a lot of them are good. I'll call you out, Hero. You say some great stuff. Sometimes it needs to be brought to the forefront. All right, bro. I'm not pointing you out.
and that's
right here,
dude. I feel like that as well. Like these, because I feel like Steven and I listen to a lot of the same people, or at least used to, and it's a lot of those guys. They were so good at calling things like directly down the middle. It wasn't left, it wasn't right, it wasn't left wing or right wing, it was right or wrong. Is this okay? Here's what we believe. There are a lot of them, anyways. Politically speaking, a lot of them are constitutionalists, and so everything that they would do was based off the Constitution. If it goes against the Constitution, it's not okay. If it doesn't go against the Constitution, let's discuss. Like that was. And now they're so one way or the other. There's things jumping. They're scared of shots that have been fired that haven't even. They're scared of shots that they've imagined. They're not even scared of actual shots that are being fired. They're scared of shots that they are imagining. Like it's wild.
Or excited about imagining.
Or excited about
the Xbox hybrid thing that everybody just made up. That's gonna be.
Fucking just
you mean the Steam Deck?
It's gonna play PlayStation games.
It's gonna kill PlayStation. It's over. Why would you buy a PlayStation? It's this, dude, completely fabricated. From a leaked screenshot that they had available games listed twice. It was horrible. God. It was done by some intern, and they had Steam as a button already. It's they come up with this crazy dual boot. It's coming. Oh man, it's over already. Insane. It's fun. You can't take it seriously. That's the thing.
No, you can't.
Take it seriously. You got to make some grindhouse music and call everybody a clown, and then
love your
just
stuff,
laugh
bro.
about it, dude. That's it.
Brother.
You can't take this shit seriously with this journalist because you don't know what's real, what's not. They waver in the wind for engagement, and sometimes you just don't even pay attention to it. But what you see the transcendent, like you see. And I know it's not I don't know if it's a topic or not, but the whole like PlayStation games getting the Xbox games getting pre-ordered.
Yeah.
One article came out, and I saw 20 articles today about this Microsoft dominance. I'm like, yo, like,
yeah.
It just people just write off of like a statement or a blog or a reset error question mark, and they come up with their own spins to it. It's insane. Like it's the virality and the engagement farming is wild in these streets.
Listen, So Forza and Indy they're actually on the docket for tonight. And what's really freaking interesting, what's so crazy, is I was looking at this article from The Gamer. It's the one we're using for tonight. It talks about these Xbox exclusives are the 2 best-selling pre-orders right now. It talks about how they're beating out games like Death Stranding 2, which...
Oh, yeah, they're going to dominate.
They're beating out Death Stranding 2. The first Berserker, Kazan, is actually doing surprisingly well pre-orders. And then it's being, like, the top 6, I think, is being rounded off with Clair Obscur Expedition 33. So, like, a really, really good list. But, okay, so, tinfoil hat now. Because I also saw another article that I chose not to use because, Lord Jesus, it's the worst amount of cope I've ever seen. It was talking about how the new Xbox handheld is going to be able to run, or might be able to run, PlayStation 5 games on it. And with the success of it, tied into the success of the pre-orders, it's going to really make Sony consider putting their games on the Xbox handheld platform as a way to bolster their sales, seeing how well Xbox's games are doing on PlayStation.
Jesus.
And I'm like...
that sounds like Cartwheel Carl doing some cartwheels.
Like, what
Okay, I'm going to
crap.
use up one of my swearing. I call
Yep,
bullshit.
I'm sitting here.
Horseshit.
It's horseshit. Like,
Bullshit. Bullshit's big.
Dude,
Bullshit.
they got to write a book with that story, man. It needs a happy ending with a Phil signature in it.
With a Phil. And listen, I didn't want to use the article because, like, tonight's show, I'm very positive about tonight's
Wait, that
show.
was an
Like,
article? That wasn't
Yes.
like some like guy in a forum?
No,
That was a real article
actually an
somebody got
article.
20
Let me
bucks
find
for?
it real quick. PS5 games to Xbox because of Forza.
Oh, I'm at the point of Ubisoft being Ubisoft now.
At the point of
They got me building a goddamn friggin' HQ headquarters. Hell this shit. This fucking Minecraft. I want to just cut people up with a katana. What the hell am I building goddamn houses and shit?
Okay, so
What the hell is
I
this?
think it was the Push Square article.
What the? What,
They
what is
give you
this? I build a town?
They give you benefits as well, depending on what you build and stuff.
Oh,
If you're talking about
Can I
Shadow,
skip this?
I
Goddamn
think,
Ubisoft.
Can I skip
I think you
this,
have to
please?
engage with a certain amount of it. I think.
Oh my! Look at, yo, this takes you right out.
Sorry,
of
I'll
the
be back. I'll be right back.
goddamn
I'll be right back.
Friggin'
Sorry.
Minecraft. The hell's this shit?
Yeah, I have to find that
We're
article.
gonna put
again.
a swimming pool in now.
I gotta send it to you. There were 3 articles that I read, so now I have to send it. I have to find it after this and send it to you. But it absolutely tripped me out when I saw that and reminded me of what happened on, like what we discussed on your show on Monday. And I was like, dude, this is freaking wild. And I was gonna approach this from the sense of, hey, this is actually really cool for Xbox. Maybe this is actually going to be the successful thing that they needed to make sure their studios don't close down, right? Like, at the end of the day, I don't want these studios that have had these huge, massively successful franchises, and I'm talking about Forza, not necessarily Indiana Jones, but, like, they've had these big, massive successes. I don't want them to close down. I don't want these games and these IPs to get shelved and to sit there for decades, like what happened with Tomb Raider back in the day, what's currently happened with Tomb Raider and Deus Ex. Like, these studios, these IPs, they're gone. And it sucks, and it's generally speaking, it's because of mismanagement of the company, mismanagement of funds, and that's what we've seen with Xbox, and the studios have been the ones paying the price. So now that the studios are able to go, okay, cool, we can actually put our game, and this isn't console war bullshit, like, but they are actually able to now put their game in front of 75 million more gamers with a PS5 edition. Like, and those are gamers that don't wait for a subservice to play a game that they want to play. So all you have to do, it's like in the movie Hitch, where he's talking, giving the advice on how to pick up the girl and, like, start saying all these things. He's like, man, listen, I'm gonna make sure everything works out. I'm gonna get all this done. He's like, once you get to this moment, all you have to do is not screw it up. Like, that's it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, I got you at that moment, yeah.
That's it.
I don't. Yeah, the whole thing. I don't get. This thing. I'm sorry. I cannot. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I just want to hold start and skip this section. This is ludicrous. Like I want
But
to.
like, is this
anyway.
is good, right, for Xbox Studios? Like, that's a good thing, right? That
they're putting all their only things that they got left.
No,
like they're selling. They're basically selling their assets off.
No, well, like, it's good for the. I'm not saying Xbox as a whole. Or the console division. I'm saying Xbox Studios. The thing, see, because I'm already a year in the future after Xbox has stopped making consoles and has gone full third party. So I'm looking at how to save the studios, not necessarily, which is why we have Super Cerny as one of our emojis on here. We have Super Cerny, the PS5's right next to him, the DualSense's underneath his feet. He's fully decked out in his Super Cerny outfit, like doing great, saving Xbox Studios one PS5 Pro enhanced version at a time. Like, use those in the chat if you got them. But like, I feel this is a good move and that it's a good thing for the Xbox Studios. I don't think it's going to save Xbox console at all. That shit's done, dead, and gone.
It's been done for dead for about 10
But
years.
like, the same thing happened when you open up the games to another audience and stuff. They're going to gravitate to that. Just like when PlayStation was putting their games on PC, like they went to top pre-orders and stuff like that, and like the bestseller for a week or two. Like it's new, and also too, I think Forza was definitely more of an eyebrow raising, because I don't think Indiana Jones. I think not a lot of people associate that with an Xbox game, like because they didn't do a lot to kind of, except for the Janky Jones breakfast. They really didn't do so much to try to make what Bootleg Jez was saying, Indiana Jones their Spider-Man. Like, they really didn't go all out in that sense. And they just associate Janky Jones with goddamn juicy blackberries.
Juicy blackberries
that's
and maple syrup.
And maple syrup glazing their asses, dude. That's I still don't understand how that even was related to goddamn to Indiana Jones. That was the most they should have done anyway. That's what they did, but they really didn't spend a lot of time
glazed blackberries.
Those dirty, juicy glazed blackberries goggling through Virgil's mouth. Oh shit! And
I don't think Jim Virgil's here. Whoa!
No, he's not here, man. He's not here, man. Well, now he's a resident ball goggler over there. So
him and Aaron.
Around. Oh, Aaron, I got a button for him. He's been I don't know what's been going on with him.
Aaron does get his own button.
He's kind of flipped the script a little bit too. He's kind of got like more peaceable for some reason. I'm like, is that
I think
really
he's happy the Switch is coming out. Yeah, I don't know what's up with him, but if he does go off the rocker, I got the button for him. I'm not gonna use it until he deserves it. But the thing is like, I think it's great. I think this is exactly what Bethesda and ZeniMax wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that they did put pressure on Microsoft to put their games everywhere. They didn't want to get purchased by Microsoft, and then Microsoft just like take their stuff away from other platforms. And it was always a head scratcher. Microsoft's whole "when we all play, we all win," but you are omitting two of the biggest console people, like over 300 million consoles with the Switch and with the PlayStation 4 and stuff. And you're saying when you want to reach 2 billion gamers, but like, hey, let's leave out the people that are buying and spending the most and the strongest part of a whole console gaming market. You're omitting from PlayStation and Nintendo, but you're running around saying when we all play, we all win, because you can play it on a MetaQuest streamed over the internet. It really wasn't an accurate, thing. So the fact that they're doing it, I think, is good. And I do think that the fact that people are pre-ordering it and stuff like that are buying it, but it's everything that they got left. Like they're really emptying all they got out there, and you can see the frequency. I think the biggest stupid move that they're doing, obviously they don't do things smart, is just throwing everything there. Like, how do you, like, you're not letting your game simmer and gain an audience. You're going, here's Janky Jones, pre-order this, and then here's Forza, 2 weeks after that, and then here is you know, and here, oh, by the way, we got, you know, this other game coming out, and then Doom comes right out after that. Like, if you're the publisher, like, you got to give these games a little bit of time if you want to kind of establish something. Like, you're just throwing everything out there at the same time, and it is what it is. I just think, you know, they're not really giving their games time and appreciation. They're really just, again, chumming and spamming and throwing it all out there, and it's from a point of desperation. Somebody said, make your money back as quickly as possible, and that's what they're doing. Like, they're just throwing everything out there. You know, it is what it is. And, you know, and then I still, from the question that I had for you, Thrifty, on Monday, was just, I still don't understand the whole, why would you even you know, mention Indiana Jones coming out in spring when you just announced a release date this week for 2 weeks from now? Like, what the hell? Why would you let people know in September? You basically just halted anybody who maybe would have signed up for Game Pass or would have maybe played the game over the holidays, something like that, just to kind of stay put. We're coming to you. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, no, don't go out of your way. We're coming to you in spring. You know, and it was just such a head scratcher. Like, why would you do that to yourself? You could have let people know, like, this week or last month that's coming. But
I think they
Wara Wana for the member of 10 months. Oh, sorry, be back in 30 minutes, man. Almost a year. You're fine, dude.
He is this thing.
What were you saying, Steven?
I was hoping you'd hear me because I can't hear myself. So, well, God, I'm so old. I'm sorry. I just think that what's going to happen. I'm not going to say it is, but what's going to happen is they're going to start outsourcing their games to other companies. They haven't been doing anything with any of their purchases. Indiana Jones is one, but that was janky. Janky.
And it was also in development prior to them buying anything, too. Remember, that got announced with Disney.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's like, but I can foresee, and I think King Thrash touched on it one time before, that they may like Halo, to revive it, may let Sony, who owns what was it, Destiny's creator, have a shot at it again to make a new one, to revise it. Who knows? With whatever they're doing right now, that would make money.
You
Hand
know what?
over fist.
That's a good point. You know, you're right. They may take, because they have so much IP. They may take
too much IP.
They have too much stuff, and they may just say, "Hey, do work. You studio out there. You work on this game in the studio." Sort of like what they did with Dahlia Studios and Battletoads. Yeah, they didn't make anybody Rare or anybody make Battletoads. They like this indie Dahlia Studios. Hey, you do Battletoads. I mean, it looked like a Saturday morning cartoon.
Now,
but
they tried to do something. Now, I know we all shit on Perfect Dark and we make fun of it because it's been in development hell for 35 years. But, like, they did the same thing, sort of, with that, where they brought in Crystal Dynamics to work on the game. Like, that type of stuff. And, you know, Square does that, too, where... And I think a lot of big publishers do. Like, there was
Sony's doing that too.
Yeah, like
well, people can fly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, when people can fly, there's so many times where these companies, I didn't realize how much cash flow was provided to some of these smaller development studios because of the larger publishers using them as back-end support or environmental textures or whatever. They would outsource the job, right? They would say, hey, listen, we got 95 million mountains in the back that we need all done. We need y'all's team to do them. Cool. They get paid, they move on, they're still working on a project, and cool. You move forward with your life. It's great. Like, that's something that, Steven, I think you hit the nail on the head. That's what a lot of big publishers do, and they're successful at it. My concern with Xbox is we've seen the level of care that they give the games being developed by their first-party studios. I don't even want to think about the shit that would be allowed to be released by another company handling their IPs.
Hands off, ass first.
Like, man. Holy crap! Would you ship that?
Yeah.
Like,
well, look, they shipped Battletoads without multiplayer.
Oh, that was stupid.
And it looked horrible. It didn't even look like any Battletoad. A Saturday morning goddamn anime cheap cartoon.
Yeah, it made me want to go get the original Battletoads and play that.
Yeah, right.
It didn't make
The
me want to
arcade
buy
version
theirs.
was better than that thing.
Yes.
It was horrible.
And L. Lich said it pretty well. $13.99 said it pretty well. It's Game Pass quality.
Yeah.
Like we're always
And
talking
that's-
about, once you have something in a service like that, the quality is going to go down. It's scoping. It's scoping into the
scoping.
level. It's his booty's always there.
Booty
But you know,
scoping,
it's
colonoscopy
scoping.
himself.
That's
Yep,
not funny, man. Some of us are getting
colonoscopy.
old. That's not funny. That shit's
I
not
know.
funny. We're not going to talk about that shit. Keep
We're
going.
all- we're all lined up for that
I'm
shit.
there already. I'm already there. I'm past due. I'm past
Hell
due.
no.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I'm on the books.
We're getting old as shit.
But
I'm gonna
But,
say this
you
is what
know,
Booty goes
Hero-
through every day.
I'm not calling you out, Hero, but Hero says that, does Bungie want to make a Halo? Shit, I would want to make.
Bungie needs to figure out who the hell
my
they are
shit
first
back.
before they make anything.
Hey, here's the thing. If you haven't played Destiny yet, dude, Heresy is amazing, dude. Heresy is one of the better little DLCs that they made. It's answering so many more questions. I like the lore, but it's answering more questions than I could have ever wanted. It's crazy how it's like there's a new god
Ooh.
that's there that's taking over. It's one of those things. But what he's saying is, yeah, Bungie, dude. I'm thinking Bungie could do it. Would you think they wouldn't want to bring their baby back into their fold and take it back from Microsoft?
So,
Well,
And
they are
do
they
something
did
with
they are
it.
using Unreal for Halo, and that's that's another thing
okay,
too. It's
so
not
we're
their
going to go down that
proprietary
rabbit
engine.
hole, but Wara said this, the only reason, because somebody in the chat said the Game Pass quality games seem to be getting a little bit better lately, and he made a good
they aren't.
observation. He said the only reason Game Pass quality seems higher is all the games that have come to Game Pass without being built with GP in mind. In other words,
Yes.
Mhm.
now that they're going to be sending their games to PlayStation, they have the, it's almost a necessity now that they have in front of them to, like, hey, we will have the money because we'll recoup it by sending it to PlayStation. We need to make this something that PlayStation gamers are going to want to buy. And
Yeah.
because of that, the quality gets improved incrementally, little by little. Like, it makes complete sense. And then one of our other guys in the chat, where is it? Why free Microsoft? Where was it? Game Pass quality. Jason Schreier. More Game Pass. Damn it! I lost it. I had a thought and it's gone. If you need to sell the game, you need more quality. Yes, that's
Well, yeah.
If you
that's
need to sell
good.
the game, you need more quality. That's essentially the thing that we've been griping about ever since Redfall. Like, that thing was a freak. No. Let me rephrase that.
That's proof of what Game Pass quality is.
Ever since Halo
Right? It's Redfall.
got
That's
delayed
It was
a
Redfall.
year. Dear God, this wasn't going to be about a console war thing, but how the hell are you going to release your next gen console without a flagship game? How?
Your
They
Microsoft.
did.
Nobody
They
did
did.
that. Nope. Do you remember?
Microsoft did.
You used
They
to
did.
go and your Nintendo came with Mario. Like, that shit came with the game.
It came with
Sony
the
had a
Mario
whole
tattoo.
lineup, and it came with Astrobot,
Right.
Yep. That's right.
You
And
bought
and
a
they had a
two-
whole lineup.
You bought a PS5.
Yeah, underpants,
and
everything.
You were
Sorry.
eating
And they put Master
good.
Chief on the box to power your dreams. You'll
Power
be
your
up
dreams.
Or nightmares, whatever it is.
Dream
That
about
was-
these games. Play Gears again. I was like, holy crap.
That was
Did it.
so
Oh my God.
nuts. But I am happy that, and this is why, by the way, guys, the new emoji is live and active. Super Cerny is able to be used in the chat now. But, like, that's why literally I made this emoji, and I was like, because it's a running joke on this channel that Cerny literally is going to like, by himself save every single one of the Xbox studios. Literally every single one of them, because now they got frosted glass. The glass is shattered. The doors
Yeah,
are
that's
open.
crazy.
Everybody sees it, and they're like, "Oh, we can do that? We can wait. We don't have to lie to him anymore and tell him that 60 FPS is a creative decision. We don't have to do that. Oh,
Yeah, right.
oh, it can be quality. shit, let's go. And like they
Yeah.
get excited. Every single developer for Xbox who's talked about using the PS5 has said the same damn things.
Look
It's
at the
exciting.
commercial,
It's,
Thrifty, that they
yes.
did for
Oh,
Indiana
that commercial
Jones.
was amazing. I
It
love
was
that commercial.
fire, man. It sucks that it's about that game and it doesn't make the game any better. But my God, like, it's such an awesome commercial in the sense that it just shows when they're in the bid. And this is where people don't find this out. It's like if people don't see this. It's like this is what they can do when they really want to sell the game. And instead of cheering the pre-order list, you should be like, well, wait a second. If you were capable of doing this kind of marketing, why the hell didn't you do it for us? And when it came out to our platform and gave us all excuses, well, we don't do commercials, we do this, here's a little tweet, here's the things, where's everybody emailing Aaron Greenberg, hey, where's the promotion for Hellblade 2? Oh, it's coming and we're gonna start it in the people looking for marketing. And meanwhile, nobody was asking for this marketing. Everybody knew Janky Jones was coming. Spring, they said it in September on one of the stages, like a big stage. They already knew it was coming. Instead, they just dropped this kick-ass trailer about it, and nobody's yelling where the marketing is. And it's just the excuses that they would give. Oh, Microsoft don't do that anymore. They're saving their money. Budgets are high. You know, they're not doing a lot of marketing now.
Do you remember when that company, that developer, I think it was a European developer for Xbox, came out and said,
Yeah,
I wish we had the money
had the
Sony
budget."
did to market.
Exactly. So it just shows you that they are very capable of doing it. They just didn't do it for you. And it goes back to the whole buying publishers. I'm like, if they could go out there and do an Ninja Gaiden thing and stuff like that, then why the hell did they have to go spend $80 billion to own these third-party games that you were going to get anyway? And now you have so much convoluted shit. Nothing changed. The only thing that changed is Microsoft is in debt of now putting their games on PlayStation. Like, they spent so much money that they got to try to find other ways of getting it. And that was the penalty of buying so much stuff so fast. And yeah, and that's sort of where they're at. And it's really crazy that they could have done it for you. They just chose not to, and you made excuses for them why. Instead of demanding that kind of marketing, that kind of advertisement, that kind of quality, you know? And it's going to be interesting, like you're saying, now that they're in the business of selling games, when a game comes to Game Pass and it's also going on PlayStation, if they're doing day and date for those, like if they do a Gears or something like that, it's going to be very interesting to see the quality and promotion that goes into it that we probably haven't seen before, with these games kind of getting, quote, almost stealth dropped into Game Pass, like with Hellblade 2 and
Hi-Fi
even
Rush.
Redfall and Hi-Fi Rush. Just this stealth drop where yeah, and even Avowed, for say, like it wasn't a lot of pomp and circumstance for that. Like, it was just like, yeah,
There was
Avowed,
no
like
hoopla at all.
no,
Yeah,
there
you're right.
wasn't. There wasn't. And it's just like, if they just say, hey, it's going to Game Pass, almost stealth drop it. Like, they don't really hype it. Even Call of Duty going to Game Pass, even that was
But it's
even
a
not
choice.
crazy.
It's a choice.
It's a choice.
I think it's crazy how that one commercial encapsulates, if I said it right,
Close enough.
how Sony wants quality. They bring
Yeah.
out
Welcome
quality
to
in
the
the company. Welcome to the family. Guess what?
Welcome
You're
to
going to
the
be doing
family.
it. You're going to be doing it with quality. You're going to do it with some flair, because that was quality and flair. And I don't think Microsoft did that commercial. I think Sony did it.
Bethesda did
feeling
it.
that
Actually,
Sony-
but
That's
well,
Sony.
you think
Bethesda,
Sony?
Bethesda, but with
Sony filmed it.
Yep,
With
with
Sony.
Sony's.
It'll be interesting
with
to
Sony's
see.
help,
Yeah,
because that doesn't sound like Bethesda or Microsoft. They don't do
Microsoft was
that.
still paying the bills off the IHOP.
Because how messed up is
exactly.
it? How messed up is it? And this is the mental cerebral assassin crap that I think about. How messed up is it that your competitor is now essentially paying you to sell their product? Literally, their competitor is that's wild to me. That's like me going to somebody and being like, yo, dude, I hate your guts. I hate you. I don't like you. I want you to Fallout. I want to outspend you. I want to do all this other stuff. You're just the worst. We are in this dead set competition. I can't stand you. And then all of a sudden, I start giving the guy 30% of his mortgage. And I'm like, wait.
Thrifty.
What?
I know. It makes no sense. The whole thing was you saw the guy with the blue Pac-Man. Sony's market share is 80% and we're 20. You saw Satya going, I think Sony is like number one and they bought some studios. So let us compete. Let us buy this ABK. All this stuff. It's like, what you guys said you suck. You needed ABK to compete with Sony and you show their market share, you show how minuscule you guys were,
and somehow this is a win for the Xbox console. I don't get it.
I don't get it. It makes absolutely no sense. And the one thing with regarding the commercial is that they basically made Nathan Drake made his voice, the voice actor, kind of like call him Trey, and Troy like kind of be like, hey, you're not worthy yet, but let's join the club together. Like, it's really, they knew that people were going to compare Uncharted to, with Indiana Jones, because that's what it's built off of. They took inspiration from Indiana Jones there, and they kind of just, it was a really well done commercial, and it just shows that it could be done. It just was not, and Microsoft chose not to because they chose to put their money in the Azure servers, burying them in the Atlantic Ocean, having Phil tour the world and talk about everybody plays, instead of focusing on what's important, and that's the games and the hype for these games and excitement. Because what that does is that makes people want to pre-order. That makes people want to play the game because it's just creative. There's innuendos there. It's really cool, and it's marketing. Marketing is very important, and the fact that it makes people want to play it, whereas you not having any kind of promotion, you not really doing any kind of like gameplays or anything like that, and everybody's asking you, where's the marketing for Hellblade, where's this? There's doubt, and people will just go, well, I'll just check it in Game Pass. I'm not pre-ordering this. I'll just get it in Game Pass when it comes out. And you also notice, too, a lot of the things, even South of Midnight's doing it, about early access. Pay us advanced money in addition to your subscription to get access to these games earlier. So they are even trying to nickel and dime you that way, like upgrade a game you don't own to get it to play it earlier than day one in Game Pass, because it's technically not day one. And I've been seeing a lot of people complaining they don't like this ultimate version to pay more money on top of the $20 a month to get the ultimate version to play it 3 days early, and they don't own it. So if they stop paying the $20 a month, they got a pocket full of DLC. Yeah, that's a new thing too. They've been doing that too, but they've been doing it with all their games now, not just the big ones.
Pocket full of DLC.
You got nothing, man. You stop paying $20. You got the expansion and DLC to a game you don't own. It's like, oh shit.
Dude, there was somebody, I don't remember if it was in your chat or mine, but there was somebody who was saying that they thought that when they paid that extra money, that they got the deluxe edition of Starfield, and they didn't. It was like they had no idea.
No, dude.
Nope, you have to pay for that. Sorry,
that's like buying a birthday cake and just getting the icing.
Dude, without the candles.
without the candles, exactly. It's like, yo, you just got a handful of icing right now. You can't do anything with it.
No, you got it without the icing. You have to put the icing on yourself, and you have to buy it yourself.
Right, like
but no, you just get the skim off the top. Like you don't even get the base game. You get nothing. You just get $30 in addition to paying the Game Pass is freaking expensive. Like $20 a month, dude. That's a lot for one account.
Yeah, that's
a lot.
That's what kills me, man. Is that, and we're gonna hop off of this topic, but it's been one thing after another. And like I said, I approach it that Xbox is just gone and the console's dead and whatever the hell handheld pipe dream glaze my ass, whatever they're doing over there.
Dual boot,
whatever.
PC, Frankenstein.
I don't know. Like,
happening.
I'm wanting these franchises to succeed. I'm wanting these studios who people keep telling me, no man, they're really good. They're really good. They have this pedigree. Then fuck it, show me. Like,
They don't have a pedigree. That's the problem.
Show me what you mean, Halo Studios that used to be whatever the fuck you were. What were they right before that? 343? Like
343.
like sorry, like my brain like left me for a second. Like show me something. Don't show me Craig and trees that look like they were made from pipe cleaners. Like don't do that. That's not quality. Don't show me. Don't let people pre-order a game because I think this is correct me if I'm wrong because it happens. But I believe that when Starfield came out, they offered the early access. It was 3 days early access, and reviewers, the embargo was like 1 day into early access already. Like the embargo, in other words, you could play the game before anybody could release the review of it. And I'm like, that's pretty, or it was like 1 day right before.
Oh yeah, they were blocking anybody trying to show those load screens.
Right, and I'm sitting here going, guys,
they protected the hell out of that game.
Freaking do that. Because why? Because marketing is important. And let's look at a game now. This is the last topic of the night before we get into the PS Plus monthly titles. But let's look at a game now where marketing was so damn vital. It literally, the delay and the shift in marketing they did for this game and just the way that Ubisoft stayed away from so much of the controversy by just not showing Yasuke and saying, fine, we're done. We're just going to focus on the female character and that's it. She's cool. People like her. She's a shinobi. That's really cool. She's a ninja. Let's go. Like, their marketing for the second half of Assassin's Creed Shadows was absolutely the thing that I think saved the game. Because they didn't they didn't lean into it, right? They didn't like, oh, well, we're just going to... So, Snow White just came out. Everybody who's on the internet perpetually, like us, has seen reviews for it, seen commentary on it, and that movie has absolutely failed. Why? Well, part of it, forget the bad writing or whatever the other people are saying.
It's not made for me.
Is because, right. Part of it is because the marketing for that movie never shifted. And they kept letting people who had no business marketing the film, like the lead actress, open her mouth a lot. And they finally silenced her like 2 weeks ago. Good job. Damage was already done. Doesn't matter. Ubisoft, on the other hand, was like, hey, we see how this is going. We're not going to just continually lean into this thing and just let us keep spinning out of control. We're done. We're going to redo some things. We're going to give it some extra time. We're going to pull it away. We're going to start showing more of Shinobi, start showing more of the action, start showing more of the things that we're known for. Screw everything else. And what happened? What happened? Let's look. Let's look. Assassin's Creed Shadow gets positive reviews in Japan as Bayonetta director speaks out. That's not all that happened. Let's look at this. Sales for AC Shadows. Let's see this. This is real time. It has a 73% split between console and then 27% on PC. Ubisoft's biggest day one launch on PlayStation Store ever. Assassin's Creed Shadows becomes games franchise's second highest selling overall. Like, they hit the mark. That's, like, good job. People are reviewing it well. People are saying the game handles phenomenally. They're talking about how great it is. You have Japanese publications. Now, we are going to talk about this a little bit because this is almost the equivalent of me saying something negative towards a certain skin color and going, it's okay because my couple black friends that I have said it was okay. Like, that doesn't work necessarily just because you find 4 publications in Japan that are like, oh no, the game's pretty good. Like, that doesn't change that, like, Japanese people are still having an issue with the game.
Japan?
Or Japan, like, Congress?
For Japan, it was Shinobi that brought them in. Unfortunately, during the time they were giving it a lot of flack, there was a lot in San Francisco, a lot of Asian hate going on with one demographic. Unfortunately, it was. But I lived there. I know this stuff.
right?
It's not. It wasn't good at that point in time, and he got a lot of bad publicity because of that. Because they're beating up on Japanese, and he's beating up on Japanese people.
Oh, no. I get it. But like, so what did they
Yeah.
do though? They pivoted. And they said,
Yep.
"Hey,
Pivoted
listen,
said, "Oh, look at this Japanese girl. She's good. She's kicking butt. Woo,
she's
look at
kicking
that."
ass.
And doesn't-
Ninjas are
and she
cool."
does that. Don't even bring him up.
Yeah,
Don't even bring him up.
didn't say shit. And what happened?
That's kind of messed up, though. I do think it's messed up, but you have
It
to go where
worked.
you're gonna say, and it worked.
Shit, it worked.
It almost made me want to buy it. I was like, oh yeah.
Why? Because
Unfortunately,
it became shut up and play the game. That's
Yep,
that's all
exactly.
it became.
Exactly.
Ubisoft was banking a lot on this game too, so they couldn't take any risks.
They couldn't.
Nope.
And I'm thrilled. Like I told you on your show, Jez, I'm not gonna be day one on this title. I never was gonna be, and I haven't been day one on a Ubisoft title in years. Because I either get him in PS Plus or I get him 2 months later for 50, 60, 70% off. Like
Yeah, this is during summertime, man. This is gonna be summer sale.
yes. And it's going to be a summertime game. Maybe get a little extra time, blah blah blah. Like it's going to be a summertime game. And so I'm kind of excited about being able to play it, and the fact that I don't have to play as one or the other. I get to choose. Like it's a choice. Like that's really cool. Gamers, we like choice. But like it's really awesome. And then let's see what the Bayonetta director said, because I think what they said was really cool. Where was it?
You know, it
I
almost
felt bad
makes me
that it
want
was
to buy it.
So-
Really, it almost makes me want to buy it.
So Hideki Kamiya
Yeah, I got through that house stuff.
shared his own thoughts on Shadows. This isn't limited to this case, but while there are a few super intense people who are making a big fuss saying, "I won't tolerate that," the majority of normal people whose take on it is, "It's fine," are basically silent. I felt bad that it was being criticized so much, but I'm glad that it seems to be doing well both in sales and reviews. This is a Japanese publisher of Bayonetta. Now, if everybody remembers Bayonetta came under attack when it was released because of the way the main character looked and the jiggly physics in the game.
I don't hate on it.
I love Bayonetta. I thought it was a great game. But like,
Sorry.
Yeah, the first one was great. I didn't
Yeah.
play any other ones because then they went to Nintendo.
yeah, I've only played the first one as well, but it was fantastic. That's
First
the
one was
guy.
great.
This
Beat
this
it,
guy
yeah.
directed that. He is all very familiar with people talking shit about your game. Like, so he's like, "Listen, bro, it's almost that scene where it's like the one person puts the arm around the other, like, is this your first time here? Like, let's come on, we'll walk through this together. I've been here before. Welcome. We've made T-shirts." Like, but I think it's really, really good, and I'm super happy that on the week of release, or the week after release rather, I'm able to come on here and do a segment on the show that's positive about Ubisoft. Now, Steven, you mentioned earlier, it's not going to save Ubisoft. I don't think one game is just going to be the thing that saves them, but my goodness.
If they bring out Division, like the new Division 2, not the Division 2, but the new Homelands or Heartlands or something like that, they bring that stuff out and it hits, it could be a domino effect to bring them back to where they kind of were before. I mean, I think they fell away and fell off with a lot of the woke nonsense and all the other garbage, as opposed to just make a game, make it good for not for everybody, but good, and bring a little bit of everything into it.
Yeah,
That's all you have to do. You
I'll
don't
say
have
this game. Oh, good.
Go ahead. No,
No,
go ahead.
good, man. Sorry.
You don't have to channel yourself to just one demographic or one thing, because I don't care if I see myself in a character. I don't want to see some goofy looking Mexican Native American guy running around with the broken tomahawk running around. Nah, that's not me. I'd rather see this buff freaking Spartan that can whoop some butt and take names, and I can see myself in them. In how they are.
Sorry.
It's just not about what they look like. It's how they can make you feel, like Captain America. I loved how he is and what he stood for. And that's what I loved about him. Hulk, because he got mad and I got angry, and I got stronger when I got angrier, and it was misunderstood when I was growing up. But stuff like that, they have problems, and how they solve it and how they get through it. That's what should be. not this demographic of going to pandering to different people and hoping that it sticks.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. Jez, you were gonna say something?
Go ahead, Jess.
Yeah, I
I'm
was say no. I'm just saying, like, this game, playing it and stuff, it really does not feel like an Assassin's Creed game. Like it really, it's so like it has some of the tropes of Assassin's Creed, but really, it could be like if you were just playing this, you would be like, wait, this is Assassin's Creed, this is Ubisoft. Like it really, I don't know, for some reason I just don't feel like that. This feels like an Assassin's Creed game, which I think is a good thing, because they were kind of just copying a lot of the tropes of all the other Assassin's Creeds, and this one really
Any real
for the
world stuff
better.
yet?
Yeah, not the not like how Odyssey and the other ones where like it was very grindy and things like that, and they added the kind of different elements to it. This one, they definitely took Ghost of Tsushima vibes to it. Like that definitely was you could definitely feel like this is definitely from there, and it gets me excited for Yotai to see what they're gonna do in that game. But just because being in this kind of world and stuff like that, there's so much going on, there's so much to do. But I tell you, marketing and things like that, it's really very important, especially nowadays with social media and stuff. And whether you engage or whether you don't engage. Also, too, I feel that if you do make a great game, and I do think single player games could definitely sustain a lot of that kind of pushback, because if they have a good story and good world building and characters that people care about, that people will just not really be on the social so much and not be worried if there's going to be an audience. And that's why I said earlier about single player games, I feel have much more leverage in today's world with all the social media and who's getting the game. Is there going to be enough people to play? Do we have enough? Like, none of that stuff is worried. You get the game on sale, you get it now, you get it 3 months from now, you get it next year. The story's there, the characters are there, the experience still is there. Maybe you get spoilers and stuff, but that's it. There, if it's a great game, it sticks with you. Whereas multiplayer games, if you're not there on day one when the hype is there, and you come on 7 months later and get a multiplayer game, like, is people still around? Are there still rooms? What's going on? The worst thing to do is buy a game and you're in a queue waiting. So there's a lot of social aspects that are built into multiplayer games that single player games could sustain. That same thing. Remember, Last of Us 2 got all that hate and all that other shit. Boycott this, boycott that, and it's like, yeah, whatever, dude. So like, that's why I think there is some immunity to single player games, to that kind of that stuff that's going on. Now, some other games that fell right into it with Dragon Age and all that other stuff, they really, some of their stuff was very, apparent, and it was kind of hard to not avoid it. Whereas, some other some games get just that unnecessary stuff going on, with this. But I think that they focus more on the whole her and what her movements, which is similar to an Assassin's Creed, but also the thing that people want to see in it. And they were smart in that stuff. But Ubisoft, hopefully they learn from it. I don't know what happens to them after this game, but yeah, it's a good game so far. There's definitely some head scratching Ubisoft things in there. Like, I just did that village stuff, which I just built the house and hit leave. But yeah, no, it's I'm liking it.
Yeah, so the building stuff I'm actually excited about, because and funny enough, I hated Fallout. Won't touch Fallout 4 because of all the building shit. I just won't do it. That's not my thing. But I really loved the Monte whatever in Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 2 and Revelation. Like, I love
like sending out them.
Dude,
yeah, they
so
have that
fun.
in this. Yeah,
it was so fun.
And Brotherhood had that.
Yeah, you could like build up your town, and like you could make passive income, and like it was so fucking cool. I loved it.
What's interesting? This has this where you send out scouts for your missions. Like,
yes,
basically this has that too, like from Brotherhood, where And the thing is
that's
that there's just
exciting.
a lot of elements like to it too. Like it's not just run around and just do missions. Like you can send out scouts. There's send them out to different locations, and the map is it's huge. From what I've seen too. So there's definitely a lot of this building there.
Bale Dante got some stuff going in chat with a $20 super chat. He said it was not necessarily the woke stuff for Ubisoft. NFTs with Breakpoint, Crew 1 shut down, quadruple A Skull and Bones. Absolutely.
Oh shit! I never touched Skull and Bones. I didn't
Wara
even touch that game.
Wana replied to him and said, exactly, Ubisoft's issues are not solely Shadows having a black guy.
No.
And Josh said that they were held hostage with Skull and Bones by the Singapore government because the Singapore government gave them a half a fortune to make that game. And so I think it was Singapore. Might have been Portugal.
I don't know what it was, man,
Portugal,
but that
Singapore.
game, I didn't even touch that game.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
But like that type of stuff, yes, they have been making bad decision after bad decision, and the one game that they've done recently that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, I'll probably pick that up on a sale pretty quickly, got shut down. Like they killed it. They said that never happening again. The studio's dead. No, that
was a mistake.
The side
That
scroller, Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia.
That freaking game looked awesome.
That game's in Plus, right? Didn't it come out in
Yeah,
Plus? Or yeah.
It's fun. It's decent. Like, and then they shut down the studio, and I'm like, what the hell? Why?
Well, I think Thrifty, I think that's the other thing too. I think we all need to come to a realization. It doesn't matter if a game is good or bad. Like studio shutdowns and pivots and stuff like that are happening regardless.
Pivot.
Like, just because you make a great game, pivot. Yeah,
Pivot.
just because you make a great game doesn't necessarily mean you have immunity. We've seen that a few times. So, it helps, I guess, but I wouldn't say like they should be there, like they should be saved. We've seen so many companies that just they have a great game and then it's like, yeah, we shut you down. It's like, what? It's just these public. The thing that I fear, the thing that I don't like, is I feel that and we talked about it earlier, people are trying to get that quick cash grab, and they're not looking at the long game of trying to build IP, build identity that you carry with you, and it's tough to do, but you see how Nintendo is just riding on that stuff. Even Sony riding on that IP, with TV shows, with that kind of stuff. And people are just so quick to just try to chase the quick dollar, and just don't hit that money, shut it down without investing in the franchise. And we just saw with CD Projekt Red, like look what they did with The Witcher. They could have left The Witcher after Witcher 2. They did Witcher 3, and that blew it up. Kingdom Come 2 is another example. Like they could have just said, "Hey, you guys, you know what? First game, let's shut it down or do something else because nobody liked it." But no, they doubled down and did it right. And now that was their breakout moment. Now they're going to be, I'm telling you, this year, the Game Awards and things like that, you're going to see that studio up there accepting awards, and that is going to give them something that people are going to look forward to their next game because of what they did with the second one.
I hope so.
That game is friggin' awesome. That is my game. I love that game.
Man, I watch you play it. I'm like, man, I want to play this game, but I'm not. But I'm so stuck on Path of Exile 2.
Oh man, that was good too. But I got Thrifty has to carry me.
Shit, Steven has to carry me. What are you talking?
I have to carry him.
All right, like, well, I'm the caboose man. I'm the caboose.
200 hours on PS5 Pro and PC. I'm like, dude, all my guys are almost at endgame, and I'm starting new guys up, and I'm waiting for the new character to start another one because I don't play wizards. It's like a one button kill. I'm good. I don't need that. I need a challenge. That's why I play warrior.
Yeah, see what happened to me was like
freaking on it.
Dude, I played Thrifty. Thrifty gave me a whole bunch of shit, and I was just like destroying everything. I'm like, this is great because I couldn't even get past the worm.
The worm.
Hey, I probably gave Thrifty tons of stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I gave you that. I gave you that necklace. That what's it called? That really nice necklace.
The pearl
mean-
necklace. Oh shit.
Aw,
No, not the
thank
pearl
you.
one. It's another one.
Shit, Drifter running around with the pearl necklace. What happened?
And the ring.
And the ring. And then he got down on one knee, and guys, it was just magic.
And the ring. Oh shit.
And he woke up and it was a glory hole.
Oh no.
Whoa, hey, pause. Hey, that's a good time.
What?
So we're going to go into the next topic. Really happy about Assassin's Creed Shadows, though. It does kind of give me hope going forward that maybe Ubisoft is just going to, like, do exactly what somebody in the chat said, just kind of keep their head down and just go and make games. Like, you know how to do this shit. Stop screwing it up and just make good games. The final thing that we're going to discuss tonight, super quick discussion, not even a discussion really, just a couple questions. So the April Essential Games have been announced. It's RoboCop Rogue City as the headliner, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and then Digimon Stories Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. Alright, so 1 out of 3 of those I'm interested in. I have not played RoboCop Rogue City, so I'm excited to try that. But what about y'all? Do y'all... have y'all played these already, or do any of these interest y'all at all?
RoboCop. I
was
wanted
about
to
say,
buy
damn, we
it
got
when it
crickets.
I wanted to buy it when it first came out, but I was like, tentative. It looked good, looked cool. Then it got a lot of good reviews. I'm like, I'll wait till it goes on sale. It's perfect timing. It's coming out for Game Pass. It's like they read my mind. Not Game Pass, sorry. Oops.
Oh.
Game
Oh shit.
PS Plus. I don't.
All right,
I don't
guys.
do
I'm so
Microsoft.
sorry. I should have vetted him a whole lot better than I did. My bad, guys.
Yo. Who this?
Sorry,
Who's this
sorry.
guy?
Sorry, I had some alcohol. Apologize.
Who's this guy?
So,
No,
like,
I played RoboCop. RoboCop is good. It's a fun shooter like that, and it makes you feel like RoboCop. Like it's not really like a really a thoughtful shooter. Like it's just really just a shooting gallery. It just grabbing people by the neck, throwing them against the walls, shoot off their heads and their arms, and it's like stand down, and you just it's definitely like a popcorn game. Like there's the guys just a corridor of people. They have a couple of little things of like exploration, like trying to find some hints and evidence and stuff like that. But it is just a fun shooter, and I had it on I don't know where I played it. I don't know if I didn't buy it on. I got it on PC. I think I got it back when it was cheaper, like a cheap sale or something they had on it, and I got it then. But yeah, so I'll like to play it on PlayStation C because it is definitely a really good looking game too. That's the thing. Like it really is a good looking game. And then what is the other one? Is that it's RoboCop?
Texas
Because that one's
Chainsaw Massacre.
oh, that's ass.
That's
That is Game Pass. See, Stephen Leone, you were right about that one. It's that was a Game Pass game. That Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm surprised it's still even around. I thought they shut down the servers.
that'd be freaking hilarious. Hang on.
I thought it's a multiplayer game. It's the one that it's like it's in vein of basically like Friday the 13th.
Yeah, you queue up one of you is the randomly picked as the bad guy to kill everyone else, and the others have to work together.
Yeah, I thought they shut that. I thought the servers were shut. I thought it was down. I guess it's
no, I think they shut down matchmaking, but now you can just buy the skins.
Oh, see, so how do you play?
No, I'm
then?
kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? Okay.
I'm joking. You can buy the skins. I'll let you keep buying. It's like a game I saw the other day. You can
Wait, are
literally
you
still buy
serious?
the...
Is it shut down? I thought it was.
No, I don't actually know. I thought it was shut down as well, but I just wanted to use that.
Why do we both think that and it's still open?
Yeah.
I bet you. What you play against bots? They basically it's the very Texas Chainsaw with the bots, the AI.
I'm gonna try and figure out which game it is though. There's a game that is literally unable to be played, but you can still buy the currency for it. And
It's Friday the 13th,
I noticed.
I thought. Well,
No, it definitely
that.
wasn't. Maybe that game. I'm not saying it's not that game, but the game I'm thinking of is a different one. I'm like, wow, this is so
Predator?
scummy. You can't use this currency
another
for
one.
anything. Scumbags.
Predator was
Do you guys
another one they
remember-
shut down.
Do you remember Evolve? Do you guys remember that? Did you ever play that?
Yes.
Oh
Yep.
man, failed live services. Jesus
Dude,
Christ,
that
was
was
bad.
bad. I played that at PAX when they had the behemoth there that you could like take a picture with, like that huge friggin' behemoth there, and that game, man, it sucked playing that game was
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, that game was just bad. It was just like, wow, how did this get past testing? And then I
It was
realized they
so
probably
bad.
didn't
So the
test.
servers have
Did you
not
play
shut down.
Lawbreakers? I never got to play Lawbreakers though. Did you play Lawbreakers?
Yes, I played Lawbreakers. That
Okay, was it as bad as?
that wasn't as bad. No, it wasn't as bad. I didn't think it was that bad, but it just he shut that thing down real quick, man. But I remember when I went to PAX East when he was there, and they had so much hype for that game leading up to it that he just kind of skipped out of town. I think he did more damage. He just walked away from it.
Yeah.
He shut it down real quick too.
Yeah. So
Can I just say something? Can I just say something on the topic that I missed? Is that okay?
Nope, you missed it. You're done. Now go ahead.
All right. Delete me.
Deleted. Canceled. No, go ahead. What you got, man?
So back on the topic of pre-orders. Now I don't want to bring up facts or anything like that. I just want to bring up examples like of the current pre-orders. I haven't looked at them, but let's go back to Steam sales of PlayStation games when they first got ported. They were fucking massive. You go look at the reviews for Spider-Man Uno on Steam. It's got heaps of reviews, got heaps of sales, and blah blah blah. They really got behind it until obviously they realized that okay, well they're coming anyway. We got our win now. Instead of buying it, we'll just fucking pirate it, I guess, because a lot less people are buying those games for whatever reason. And I just wanted to point out that these games like Forza Horizon charting really high are likely to do with... Hang on 2 seconds, sorry.
Oh, he's probably talking about Evil Dead. That's probably what it was. That was another one of those service games.
Yeah, well, Friday the 13th did shut down. Texas Chainsaw Massacre did not. They're actually still releasing new content for it. Go ahead, War.
People are saying it's going to shut down.
Sorry, one of my kids. Yeah, so they were really big, and it's not like the games are any worse. It's not like Spider-Man 2 is worse than the others, but there's what was it? Just the Steam players are buying it heaps to say like, oh yeah, it's a win to come across. Maybe the same's happening similarly on PlayStation in that they're seeing that Xbox games are coming across, so they're like, well, these are big games, let's pre-order them. But also, Forza Horizon 5 is not getting a physical release. So that means that every pre-order that is occurring has to be on the store. So it has to be... So that's everything, right? Whereas Death Stranding 2, a lot of people are likely pre-ordering it in physical. So that makes it so the digital pre-orders don't look as high. Because on the storefront, obviously, it's not tracking how many people at a physical store are pre-ordering. That's just, yeah.
Yeah, no, that actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't even try to think of it like that. I always forget that there are games now that are releasing that don't do physical anymore. And that's just because that's fucking weird. That's just weird.
I know, it's gross.
It's just
fucking gross.
Like, it's weird because so what's really interesting is a developer can actually make money on me twice. Because if I like a game, like, so I like to buy games physical, digital, whichever one has the best price. If it's a release that I really, really, really like that I'm not ever going to get rid of, I'm going to keep it, never leaving, I'll probably do digital. Save it on a flash drive, save it on a USB, whatever.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a game that I'm unsure of, I'll buy it physical, keep it, beat it. If I like it, well, play it. If I like it, I'll trade the physical back in and use that money and then buy it digitally. Like, it's really weird. It's something strange that I've done for a lot of years. And like Stellar Blade, I bought it physical, didn't know if I was going to like it or not, and I still have the physical copy, but eventually that's going to get replaced by a digital copy when the digital copy goes on sale. And because I'm never getting rid of that game. It's going to be a game that I want to go back to and just play around and listen to the soundtrack or whatever new outfits or new expansions they release. Like, I want to go play around and just see what all... This is a fun freaking game that brings you back in. And, like, those type of titles... Like, and I know, Wara, you troll me about it all the time, but, like, I still haven't beat Metaphor. I haven't deleted it. Right? I still haven't beat it. It's on my PlayStation. It's not going anywhere, and it's a fully digital copy. Why? Because I fell in love with the game. So, like, they have a shot to make money on people like me twice, and they're choosing to not only not make money on me twice, but to just basically say to the rest of the gamers who only buy physical based off of moral principle, grandstanding, or what have you, like, you're not making money on them at all. And so it's absolutely wild. And so
Yeah, and like
ahead.
Hero just said, he pre-ordered Death Stranding 2 physically. So again, that doesn't go on the stats that person was sharing in their article. And also, he said that most PlayStation gamers he knows also buy physical. So yeah,
Yep.
and that's how I
do
thought
that.
it. Yeah.
I buy my physicals. So although my son doesn't play some of the ones I buy, he doesn't play. I usually buy it for him because he likes to. He'll put it in his PS5 Pro in his room. But you know, I got my PS5 Pro now, and I've been buying physical for a while now. I can play all my other games that I have on digital with the physical copy if I want to. If something happens to PS5, you know, the online, I can just put my game in and play it irregardless. That's why physical with Sony may never go away, because it saves their gaming community from, if anything does go wrong, they can still play their games.
Yeah, I do the physical as like something where if I'm done with the game or if I'm a little uncertain with it, I could trade it in and get something back for it. You know, the worst feeling is when you buy a game digitally and you're just not into it. You're like, oh, like, you know, what did I just
wasted
do?
that money. Yep, I agree.
You know, now it's it's done. Whereas if you do have it physically, you could at least do, you could at least get some money back, like, you know, $20, $30, something, at least something that you get some back, and then you could get something else.
Or at least you could lend it to a friend easily.
Yeah, or you could do that. Yeah, that's why. And also the other thing too,
I thought I
was
weird. Go ahead.
I wanted to get
You are
physical.
weird. You are weird.
Most of the time,
I get physical because I feel like that the retailers put those on sale much quicker than digital. And now you open up to those sales. So Target always does a 2-for-1. There's you know, you see some of these aggressive sales that they have at stores or things like that, and you know, and that's another reason why I always like getting physical, having the option for physical, because as long as retail's still around, there's an option that those will go on sale much faster possibly than the digital will.
Oh, sure. And
Yep,
like
100%.
you remember the Black Friday sales this last year, all of the digital storefront Black Friday sales were absolute hot garbage. They were terrible. And the physical sales were actually really good. And that was like the first time I remember them not having parity, at least in Black Friday. Like, it used to be if it was
They want the people in the stores.
Dude, they wanted people in the stores. And
yeah.
Was it you that mentioned earlier about Kohl's stopping?
Yes.
Yeah. So like, because that's a big deal. Getting people to go in, foot traffic is huge. But I also agree that, listen, every time I go to Kohl's to return an Amazon thing, I don't buy from Kohl's ever anyways, because if you listen, I know this is a video game show, but if you want to talk about sleazy, slimy practices, they will take a shirt that's $19.99 regular price, jack that bitch up to $49.99, drop it by 50%, put a big, huge sales sticker on it. People's dumbasses will go in there and buy it. They'll make an
Kohl's cash,
and they'll use that $5 Kohl's cash. So they paid $20 cash for a shirt on quote-unquote sale that was already $20 2 weeks. It's the wildest shit I have ever seen. That's why I was shopping.
There's big rules. There's a lot of laws, like rules and regulations in Australia about exaggerating retail price. We call it RRP here, recommended retail price. And if something isn't expected to or have sold at a certain price, you can't advertise it at that and say, oh, it's like this is normally $4,000, but we'll sell it to you for $3,000. If it's never been at $4,000 and it's not expected in the market to sell it for, you can't advertise it at that. So I don't want to get into my job, but with my work, there's some issues with that where I've argued with things before.
Amazon
previous
does that
owner.
too during their Prime days.
Yes, they do.
The Amazon. Yeah, I like with Amazon and what the stuff they're selling. It's because they're selling like knockoff. Like, for example, if they're selling a knockoff version of a Razer headset, then the real version's $200, and the knockoff version's like normally $150, but we'll sell it for $80. It's harder to sort of like get the government to come and do something about that because it's such a like, oh, but it's cheaper than the original, but like obviously it's trash compared to the original. But anyway.
Yep.
Sure, it's.
But yeah.
But like,
But hearing that example, that's like, oh my god, that's
They do
terrible.
that shit,
Yeah,
it's
I threw these
absolutely
example of
nuts.
the
But yeah,
t-shirt.
so I just go in there and I drop off my thing. I get my little voucher that says, "Hey, come back. There's a coupon on the back. Woohoo!" I go to my vehicle. I crumple up the coupon. I throw it in the trash or the trash bag I have in my vehicle, and I go about my day. Like, I don't shop there. But on Black Friday, however, Jez, I think you hit it on the head. I'm already in spending money mode. Like, I'm already going shopping for stuff. And now you made me go to the store to grab a copy of Metaphor or Space Marines 2 or Elden Ring or Final Fantasy VII Reaper. Like, okay, cool. What else am I going to see? Ooh, the controllers are on sale. Ooh, my wife wanted a new camera. Oh, my son wanted a new screen protector for his Switch. Oh, hey, I'm already here. Like, that, I didn't think about it like that. That makes a shit ton of sense. Because this was the first year, like I said, last year was the first year I could remember the sales on the PSN digital storefront didn't have parity with the sales on Amazon or Best Buy or Walmart or Target. Like, and those companies were competing with each other too. It was crazy. One would have Metaphor, I think, was on sale for like 45. One would have it for 40, one would have it for 45, one would have it for 43. And you were like, "Damn, guys, like, can we
Crazy.
But it is good to see companies competing for our business again. But
That's right.
That's true.
Anyways.
That's true. I know I worked for GameStop for a bit, and yeah, I know Jez. You love GameStop.
Oh yeah. Love my GameStop.
But I used to. This is beside the point. I used to be able to get on Black Friday the dibs at the first stuff that were there. So that's how they work it sometimes too. I mean, you're going to be paying top dollar. I get first dibs, unfortunately, and you may not be able to get it when you get there. It felt kind of bad, but it was nice.
Well, that's what those open games are. You guys trying them out and bring them.
Pretty much, damn right.
Yep.
Yeah, I had my name written on it, etched in it.
I hang out at the GameStop. I used to call it the Bada Bing Club. I used to hang out and just talk with the staff there.
yeah,
My friends at GameStop who were friends used to talk me into all kinds of the expensive stuff, and I fell for it.
Mhm.
I buy.
I bought a PSP because I just hung out there. They're like, "Yo, I got one. You want one?" I was like, "Whoa, what?"
dude, those
Even my
GameStop-
GameStop. Yeah, man.
The GameStop
Well, no, not for
employees-
free. Like he had one like on reserve. Like he had one. Well, you couldn't get them, and he was like, "Oh, I got one here if you want it." And then they called me up early. They sold me Halo 2 before it released at midnight. That was crazy. I didn't have to wait that line.
Those GameStop
awesome.
employees were absolutely wild back in the day. Like, because like you,
Dude,
Jess,
they
I
were.
would go in there and I would talk to them, and they would know like after a while, nobody ever seemed to leave GameStop. Like, at
No,
least
it's
with
just
the
hang
ones-
out there.
They were
'cause
just there.
gamers.
Even
They
old
would talk out.
employees would come in, and like I remember, it was
Hang
towards
out.
the end of the PS3 generation, and because White Knight Chronicles was on the PS3, and I go in there and I'm like, man, I want a RPG, I want kind of a JRPG, want something different, want something this and that. And this guy had been trying to get me, he was one of the employees there, he'd been trying to get me to play White Knight Chronicles for a long time. And he was like, man, you finally got to play it, you got to play it. So I was like, cool. I was about to pick it up and they didn't have a copy. But like the point of that story is that they knew my play style. They knew they were my gaming community at GameStop.
Yep,
Like,
exactly. That you're right. They were the gaming
It's like
community.
before
That was
online.
it.
That's who you
Yes.
had.
That was
That's
my
right,
Twitter.
it was.
Some of my best friends.
It was my
It was my
bartender.
Twitter.
It was like,
Yeah.
hey,
It was
hell
like
yeah.
a bartender, man. That's what I said. I used to go get my oil change over at Pep Boys. And I used to walk across the street and just hang out and just be like, and then people come in, they go trading things. I'm like, oh, you trading that in? Like,
yeah.
they wanted me to be a greeter. They won't offer me a job there. I was like, for the holidays.
Oh man. Now you walk in and it's
Oh, now forget
GameStop
about
has
it. They don't
almost
even-
become the MTV of the video game retailer
Dude,
because
it's
you
not good
walk
now.
in and just like when you used to turn on MTV and go, where's all the music videos? Where have they gone? It's you walk into GameStop and you're like, okay, I see your T-shirts, I see your pops, I see your figures, I see your Pokemon cards, I see your battle royales, I see your action
If
figures.
you can find those
Guys,
Pokemon cards.
where are your freaking games? Like, Oh, the games are over
They're-
here in the
they're not.
back wall behind a curtain. Shit.
They're being
Okay.
not
hidden.
making them.
Yep, that's
They're
right.
not making those games anymore. Those things are like tucked away on the side wall.
My
They're like,
Lord,
yeah, it's
hell.
all.
Yep.
There's no more games there.
There's
Like,
no
it's
more
like-
games there. This like
Half
MTV
the,
doesn't
all
play
the
music
good stuff
videos
is behind
anymore.
the counter. It's behind
Yes.
the counter, half the stuff. But
It's
yeah,
crazy.
there's not. They don't do that. And you know what's too. I don't even think they sell that many games. They sell like used consoles, and all that toy shit.
Yeah.
That's all they sell.
That's-
Like all the you know, the anime stuff,
Yep.
the doll, like that stuff, all the mystery bags, and that's all I go in there with my kids for. Like I'm never really going in there buying games at all, because I
They
either have
have-
them or
They have some
Yeah.
autographed basketball cards for $443.
yeah, or
And I'm like,
graded
holy-
Pokemon.
Yep, graded. I'm about to take in some of my Pokemons to get graded. It's like, yeah, I don't have to send
Yeah.
it in. I can trust my people here who are pretty much like my friends. Take it
Yeah.
in.
Mhm.
Hey, they'll get it going and then come back and let me see if I got a dud or I got myself a stud. You know, it's all good.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
That's
know.
awesome, guys. I
Awesome.
appreciate every single
My
one of y'all
son got me
coming on
go
tonight.
to these card companies now. I'm like collecting them with him. Well, I'm not collecting them. He's a big Pokemon collector.
Man,
So he-
Dude,
he-
one piece now. One piece for me. and my
Oh
son.
yeah, you get the One
One
Piece
Piece.
now.
Yeah.
Because those are part of a game too, right? Nobody
Yeah,
plays
yeah,
the game,
You
but
can play,
it's-
you can
they're part
play, you
of
can play the
One
games,
Piece
but most of it's basically collectibles and stuff like that. It's just the
Yeah.
United
Those
States.
are cool
One
looking
Piece
cards.
are more expensive than the ones that are in Japan. They actually kind of are easier on you for pricing in Japan. Over here, dude, there's some cards I'm like, how is that price when this one's not? And in
Insane,
Japan, it's more and more here. It's just United States is different. We're just
Yeah.
different.
Import
and
all
when it
that
comes
shit,
into
yep.
those type of games, so like,
Like Magic.
yeah, just like
Yep.
Magic, yes.
Yeah, Magic.
You
cards,
have like, it's just weird the way the money structure works in that, but also it's weird the way the economy, so to speak, works in that. I'm not talking about like dollars and cents or political. I'm talking about like the economics of like trading card games. Like there's three main trading card games, being Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh. And
Mhm.
Magic will be on top for like 3 years, and then Pokemon will be on top for 3 years, and then Yu-Gi-Oh somehow, for the love of God, will get a new video game or a new series that like sparks interest, and it rises to the top for about a year, and then you have an offshoot like Star Wars or Lorcana that comes in, then you go back to Magic, and it's just an ugly ass cycle. The
Yeah,
problem
Pokemon
is
just crazy.
right now we're in a Pokemon craze.
Yes.
It has blown the hell up, and every single store now is dedicating so much retail space to it because
If
it's
they can
blown
keep it.
up. Right.
Because there are people hoarding the shit too. That's the problem. It's
It's
crazy
nuts.
now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Dude, I got. Go ahead. I'm
This
sorry.
is-
Yeah, you gotta go. Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're going
this
to
is-
that whole thing.
this
I
is
know,
not,
It's like a rabbit hole that will suck us in.
dude.
Yeah.
You have no
Talk about
idea.
cards.
I know just as much about Magic the Gathering as I know about video games, so I can do a whole nother
Oh,
podcast just on
man.
that.
So
Like,
true. So true.
let's go.
Yo,
But
did
anyways,
you see everybody? There was something where a guy got the most expensive card in Magic the Gathering.
Yes,
Something like that. 4
um,
million pull or something like that.
Yes.
It was like
so
a,
it was the one of one ring. It
was like a nut.
basically
ring. It was a ring.
It was the one
Post
ring
Malone.
from the Lord
Post
of the
Malone
Rings
got it.
series.
He bought it.
Yeah, Post Malone.
Malone
Yeah,
bought it.
Yeah.
It was
Yes, that's what I saw.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
the one. It's called the One
One
Ring.
ring
Yeah.
to
The
rule
One
them
Ring.
all.
Yeah,
Yep.
Post Malone bought it.
Good
Yep.
card. Good card.
It's like what's that?
Crazy.
4 million he paid for it or something?
Yeah,
like that? 40
for-
million?
yeah.
2 million.
he
2
paid that
million.
much.
I think it was
Yeah,
2
it was
million.
some
Damn,
million.
Damn, it's crazy. But you
4
know,
mana
like,
artifact, a legendary artifact,
my
and
gosh.
indestructible.
Yep. Which is
I
a
love to
see it.
bitch, and it draws you cards every turn, and it was $100
Ah.
per card for the non-serialized
normal one.
special one. It was $100 per. Anyways, fuck all that
Oh,
shit.
I know you want to go, but is that like people buy that for the game or they buy
Yes.
it for the rarity of it?
Yes. So
oh,
There's only
it
one
was
copy
both.
of that $1 million. Oh no, it's because it was high demand. It's a
yeah.
supply and
Demand,
demand game
okay.
with Magic. Yeah, a lot. It's
Okay.
playable in so many different decks, right?
Yes, but
So
that
that's
one
why,
of
yeah.
one, the one of one
It was
ring
a
that
one of
he
one,
got,
yeah.
it was literally the only printing like
that
that. That
Oh, it
was
was rarity
a
too,
one
okay.
card.
One ring. You
Yeah,
had
yeah.
to do it that way,
Now,
unfortunately.
there is another card that is called the One Ring that was available way more widespread. I have one, like most people I know have one, like it's but the rarity of the fact that the art, the
There's a lot of
style
the
of it,
rings.
and the foiling of it was only available on that one card. And Post
Yeah,
Malone's a
that
huge
exact
nerd,
printing
so
version.
like
Yeah.
it was right up his alley, and it was really cool when the guy pulled it because Posty actually like flew him out and like did all this other stuff, and so like
It was like a party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
the
the
guy,
fun-
the guy who
Yeah.
opened it. Yeah, the guy who opened it was like shaking when he opened it because he's not a rich
Yes.
person, and $2 million, like he knew it was worth at least $1 million.
Yeah.
Like card shops were offering $1 million to anyone who opened it, and
Yep.
he opened it.
Crazy.
Yeah,
and
it's almost as good as opening a Willy
Sometimes
Wonka
it does
gold ticket.
happen to some good people, man. That's good.
sometimes
Yeah,
it does, and the
that's
dude
good.
was really genuine about it. Like he had the moment where he met Post Malone and was like, I don't know what to do. Like I don't know how I'm supposed to
Mhm.
act right, which is probably how I would act around somebody who I like super famous
Just
and
be
like really
yourself.
admire. I'd be like, cool, shake
He's
hands.
paying, and he's paying you. Like it's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, he's paying you.
Hey, you be yourself, brother. Be yourself.
But guys,
All right, let's end this.
All
yes,
right,
let's
sorry,
end this.
man. I just
The
had to
show
end it.
Oh, my
has
gosh.
been amazing. I've enjoyed the more upbeat conversation. It's been so now that we don't have to talk about Trashbox every single week, it is such a more light and airy tone, and it's great. We had amazing guests. Jez, thank you for coming on. Steven, do you have any kind of social media, anything that you want to plug right now?
I'm just on Discord, and I just make my rounds on MBG, Jez, and you.
Okay.
That's pretty much it, man. I support
There
3
you go.
people, and that's it.
Trifecta.
I only give my money to 3 of my girls. I mean, my friends.
My friends.
That's great. I'll go start twerking.
Oh, twerking for the working. I
Jez,
understand.
man,
Hey, I
listen.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Yo,
dude.
thank you. You don't have to, man.
I'd
Thank
love
you
to
so
do it.
much.
I mean, like I said, I've been following you since freaking Salty, and
Yeah.
and I remember Salty could be going on Ryan the Professionals before, BitCloud, and I remember all these things.
Yeah.
I was never vocal until I got onto yours and Thrifties. And
I didn't realize Salty was on BitClouds. back
Yeah,
then.
he was on BitCloud
Really?
at one point.
Really?
Um,
I didn't know that.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
he
'Cause I
went-
used to
he-
listen
he
when he
went
was writing
off on
professional. I
Fox.
used to listen to this stuff.
He went off on Foxy because Foxy tried to check him, and then he
Oh,
said,
Fox.
"What?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, I remember.
Foxy went crazy. Yeah. Okay.
I remember these things. I mean, I remember all this stuff.
I used to listen to I used to when we were writing professional podcasts. I used to listen all the time. Like I never realized Salty. Well, maybe I remember he was on there.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it
it was
was
a long
one
time
where
ago.
I think Salty said something, and then Foxy came in and tried to check him.
Foxy
and
went
then,
off the he went
He
off the
did.
deep
He
end.
went off the deep end. A lot of them
Yo.
did. Ryan went off the deep end. He got money.
Yeah.
And he went retarded. I mean, sorry.
So-
he went
So,
full Ubisoft.
Wara Wana, where can folks find you? I'm going to get this show over. Wara Wana, where can folks find you?
Yeah, I'll just do it real quickly. You'll see me in Thrifty's Discord talking shit, doing a lot of
Yes.
audio messages, just talking shit, and
Yes.
and I'm on YouTube, but not a lot. Just if you need to contact me or to yell at me, just meet me in Thrifty's Playground Discord.
There you go. Jez, what about you, man?
You can find me over at Gaming Grindhouse on YouTube and Jez7780 on the X.
Oh, Jen is here.
On the X, that's the new segment of his show. Where
Nice.
we have to decide if he's on X
Oh,
or
shit.
not.
Oh, and I dropped a bunch of songs today too. So all those people that got all the wonderful gifting and got.
I'll be
got
looking at it.
You got the
Damn
music,
right.
Chad,
and the Ultimate VIP's got music too. So I dropped
Oh.
them like 4 songs.
yeah, go check those out. Also, you dropped the highlights today too, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I did
Yeah,
the
you did.
highlights
The-
that
it's a
everybody got the
24-minute
preview of
video.
it. Yes, the highlights.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
I did that. That came public today.
Yes, it
And
did.
then more shows coming. I'm gonna do a show probably later this week, maybe on Friday, but Friday's gonna be kind of crazy. I'll try to see what I can do either over the weekend too, and more streaming. If I can get this thing to work, I might do some streaming of Assassin's Creed, like ultimate, like ultra quality. We'll see, but My internet was not cooperating tonight.
Love technology. Guys, y'all can
Oh, pain in
find
the ass.
me on X at ThriftyPSGR. You can add me as a friend on PlayStation. That's ThriftyPS_GR. Thank you for the new faces that showed up. We gained a couple subscribers tonight. And thank you for those who gifted and gave to the channel. It's truly appreciated. Steven, that's a thank you to you as well for the 10 members. Really appreciate it, guys.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Hit that comment on, like, circle back and leave a comment, not hit the comment. Leave a comment on the video. It helps out a ton. Also, Jenna Hayes showed up here. Heck yeah.
Damn.
That's
Oh,
a
shit. Now it's a
that's a
party.
crossover. That's right. That's awesome.
Now it's a party.
Now it's a party, and we're going to go home. Guys, y'all have a wonderful night, and as always, stay thrifty.